Hey viewers, welcome to VL Astrology. Once again, I'm Vanita Lenka, I'm a Vedic astrologer, and today I'm going to be discussing a very important transit, which is Mars ingress in Pisces sign, which is ruled by Jupiter, and it's going to be looking at this Jupiter also with the fourth aspect. And this is going to be an important transit for a couple of reasons. One being a very major one, that it is splitting away from Rahu, and whatever is the world situation like is going to definitely improve. Two, it is going to be conjunct Saturn and also Mercury, one after the other. So Saturn and Mars will be at war, and then Mars and Mercury will be at war. So one has to be a little more disciplined and more cautioned while speaking and uttering anything important. Okay. So this is what is the key theme of this Mars in Pisces, the watery sign. Though Mars doesn't do that great in the water signs, it debilitates in the sign ruled by moon, that is Cancer. And one sign he rules also, that is Scorpio. That is why, the energy is going to be felt even more, because Mars is action, heat, initiative. So when it is in the Pisces sign, it is like, a little less violent. So I'm sure it is going to be a good conjunction and a good placement of Pisces sign with the clustering of planets. And of course, better than the Aquarius conjunction. So I've divided this video in segments because Mars will be conjoining Neptune, Saturn, and Mercury, and then will also be forming a connection with Venus, because I hope you all can hear me and can understand what I'm saying. And I wish you all a very happy Hanuman Jayanti. Today I went to the temple and I prayed for one and all. It was a beautiful, beautiful setup today. Hanumanji was shining bright as always, and of course with so many garlands and flowers, it was really beautiful. So I was telling you that there is a connection of Venus and Mars also, because Venus is in the sign ruled by Mars till the 19th of April, and Mars is where Venus exalts. And also there is three nakshatras this Mars will be transiting through. First Jupiter, then Saturn's, and then Revati, that is Mercury's nakshatra, and then will be in the Gandanta zone. So I will explain all this. What is Mars? Mars in Pisces, Mars conjunction with these planets, Saturn and Mercury, and the nakshatra transit, and then of course Veda concept. There is a Veda concept in Viparit Veda also. I will be doing it in the readings. And of course, we do have to see how we can improvise through the remedies, very doable remedies, and the good and the bad, both not so good, I would say, rather points of this part of this Mars in Pisces. Okay, so stay tuned. It's a long video, so you have to bear with me initially, because I'm going to be sharing with you the presentation, and I'll be sharing with you my insights on this transit, because it's a very important transit. To remember, when it's an important transit, the video is very long. So initial summary will be longer, and then we have of course 12 sign readings towards the end. So let's start with the presentation first. So this is Mars in Pisces starting from the 2nd of April, and this is going to be till the 11th of May. So this is what is the Mars in Pisces. I am 55, and I hope you all understand that this is a very important. I'm passionate about my work, and I don't see what time is it, what time zone I am in, and I'm sure you all will appreciate that I'm very passionate about my work, and I'm here after my readings throughout the day. I'm working, and then I'm here to make the videos, because people, how will they know that I am an astrologer? And I'm doing astrology, following astrology since last 30 years, and learning, practicing, and I've done many horoscopes in my lifetime at this age. And I'm sure that if you have taken reading from me, you know that I take a lot of effort to guide people and in fact, I don't do it. It's him who does it. So I leave it on to him, the divine force. So Mars is also, about force. That is what my Ucha Mars also does that. And that gives me a lot of stamina and courage also. So Mars is going to be in the Pisces sign, the Mars, which is the force. And Mars is, what is Mars? Mars is war and force. Mars signifies aggression, military action, embodying the spirit of competition and conflict. Its influence often leads to strategies focused on, on various domains. And definitely it is about, engineering also, land it represents, because he's the Bhukaraka. Okay. So this is what is the Mars about. And Mars in the water sign of Pisces is definitely, it is about borders and without clearing edges, oceans, oils, liquids, and spiritual institutions, migration, hospitals, secrecy, dissolution. Mars in Pisces is not straightforward war energy. It is a wet fire, I would say. So this means globally this transit is going to show covert military actions, naval issues, maritime corridors, oil, gas, a tanker, pipeline stress, refugee or displacement narratives, ideological and religious mobilization, and of course confusion followed by sudden action. So emotionalized conflict rather than clean battlefield logic. Okay, so this is what is this Mars in Pisces going to be. So it acts indirectly, diffusively, and also emotionally and strategically, not always openly. So I have so the core meaning of Mars is in Pisces sign is it's a unique dynamic where it signifies where fire and water intertwine. So creating a pressure-filled environment that emphasizes strategy and covert actions. So this transit is definitely about action and emotion, both. Okay. So this is what. And of course, there can be geopolitical tensions that we can go through. And I will be explaining that also in a bit in the next slides. So there are 4 stages which are very important to note, that Mars is going to be in Purvabhadrapada, that is the Pisces portion to start with. Okay. So 2nd April to the 6th April, because it has already transited through this since the last month. It was in the Purvabhadra since March 24th, 25th, I guess. So irrespective of that, 20th of March. So now it is going to be the last pada of Purvabhadrapada. So which is extremity, this nakshatra is about ideological heat and emotional volatility leading to strategic positioning and heightened tensions in various domains. It is also sacrificial intensity. It is like a burning water. So on the mundane level, it is intense rhetoric and ideological posturing, threats, warnings, declarations, covert planning, and still carrying the heat of the previous Aquarius phase, of course. Not to forget that whatever has happened, it has happened when Mars was in Aquarius sign. So it is a carryover for fire stage. The anger has changed medium but not disappeared. Then it is going to be Uttarabhadrapada. Now this is a little precarious one, because Mars in Uttarabhadrapada, that means Saturn's nakshatra. So this is going to be a pressure and delay kind of a phase. So you can expect military pressure meeting restraints, and action meeting blockage, and anger meeting endurance, fire meeting karmic delay, force meeting systems. So this is where things can become little heavy, So this is the phase, and this is happening from the 7th of April till the 23rd of April. Please make a note of the dates also. So this slow burning, punishing, infrastructural or institutional. So this is like, controlled escalation, but grinding conflict also. Sanctions, blockades, choke points, and also engineering failures can happen, structural incidents. some stress is there, and of course oil, water routes, undersea or maritime concerns can come up again. Coastal tension can be there. So this is what, and from the 18th to 21st, this would be the phase when they will be together. Mars and Saturn will be exactly conjunct 18 to, and they will be at war also. So this is the hardest section, when Mars and Saturn will be together. It is going to be about, see, Mars and Rahu was erratic, was explosive, shocking, sudden. Mars and Saturn is actually, it's a destructive energy through pressure, obstruction, exhaustion, and harsh consequences. So which is better if we say Mars and Rahu was drone attacks and all that, it was like that. But when it is Mars and Saturn energy, we have to see how it works. What is the comparison? So when it is Mars and Saturn energy, it's a sustained strain. It is about structural damage. It is about military hardening, punishment, blockade, labor system pain, and also more tangible suffering over time. But still, it is definitely a prolonged phase. It is definitely not just a strike or pressure about the strike, not just a threat, but it is going to be bringing some concrete results. Something concrete will definitely come up. Okay. And also, there are some critical conjunctions, as you can see, I mentioned. This will be Saturn, and third phase is still left, Revati one. I will discuss that also. See, Mars is speed, heat, aggression, and initiative. Okay. And Mars and Saturn will be together, closely conjunct from the 18th to the 21st, and exact conjunction is on the 20th of April. And then Mars, Saturn, Mercury will be together at the exact degrees on the 20th also. And Mars and Mercury will be at war on the 21st of April and 22nd also, in fact. So this is going to be a delay, pressure, obstruction, endurance kind of a phase, which is going to bring about friction, struggle also. It is difficult because Mars wants to cut through and Saturn wants to hold back. These are two opposite energies which are going to be there. So there can be some frustration, harshness, accidents, conflict with the authorities or labor, engineering, technical ability under pressure, capacity for endurance in hard environments also. So this is what, it is called the Tamasic or Agni Vayu conflict, which is taking place with Mars and Saturn conjunction. So if this kind of a conjunction doesn't happen, you cannot be an engineer also. It's a very good combination for engineering, endurance, military discipline, technical execution, survival ability, capacity to work in hard conditions. So we have to have this conjunction. But at the same time, if it is not well positioned in your chart, and also do remember, whatever a combination is happening in the sky, it has to have a connection with your dasha also. Only then it will impact you even more. So if it is not well positioned in your chart, so it can bring about some cruelty, bitterness, blocked anger, and it can also bring about mechanical failures with the electrical equipments. You can have some issues, or there can be some kind of pressure always that you can go through, some harshness and rashness and delay. So if this combination is good, it is good for surgery, it's good for engineering, military, policing, construction, endurance, sports, crisis handling. So people who have this combination in their chart, this is definitely going to be a good time for them for sure. Then comes Mercury and Mars combination, conjunction, which is happening. See, Mars is action, heat, courage, technical energy. And it's said that when Saturn, Mercury, and Mars conjunct, this is a very good combination for good intellect, because Mercury is intellect, speech, calculation, analysis, business logic. So this gives sharp intellect to people now, but it also gives argumentative speech. This is a technical mind, basically, and skill in maths, logics, mechanics, debates, engineering, calculation. So for them, it is definitely a positive thing, with this kind of combination you're born with also. So this conjunction, definitely, if it's placed well positioned, so you can be a good strategist, engineer, lawyer, debater, analyst, marketeer, and also technical communicator. But if it is afflicted, so it can give cutting speech, manipulative communication, lying, twisting, verbal aggression, poor judgment, argument. So all this is what this Kuja Buddha Yuti is about. That is Mars and Mercury conjunction. Now Mars and Saturn this is friction of force and obstruction. So this is a little heavy, but that is Mars and Mercury is friction of force and intellect. So that's the only difference. So if we simplify this, it's iron under strain, and Mars and Mercury is blade in the mind. It's that kind of a thing. So which is tougher? Of course, Mars and Saturn is tougher. It's definitely tougher for peace of mind, body, conflict. So Mercury and Mars is tougher. See, Mercury and Mars, I told you, is 21st and 22nd. They'll be closely conjunct and at war. And always remember, generally it's said that Mars wins. He's the warrior. So it's tougher for communication, judgment, speech, nervous system, arguments. So you have to be a little careful. I will tell you the good part also about it. So this definitely is going to get better if it is supported by Jupiter and Venus. And Mars is looking at Jupiter, and it's in Jupiter's sign also, not to forget that. So what exactly, is the good part about this particular good side of this Mars and Saturn is that it is a disciplined power. Now it is not going to be haphazard like it was Mars and Rahu Yuti conjunction. So now Mars gives action and Saturn will give structure. Whatever will be, it will be a controlled force. Now leaders will be making some proper decisions also. It's on the mundane level, on the war front. So you can work for longer duration, you can handle pressure on the personal level, it is definitely a combination of survivors. So you will see. And also I have seen that people are harping on the layoffs a lot and people will become self-employed and all. It's not going to be like that. Deloitte is hiring 30,000 people. So what is that? If you are not going to serve, everybody is self-employed. How will it happen? How will the world run? So this is the time of surviving. This is the combination of a survivor. Remember. And if you are into relative action, okay. And also, you can build from nothing. It's that kind of an ability that people will have now. So slow but steady success, long-term achievements will come through, and success after struggle. So late success but solid success coming your way. If at all you are in the Dasha of Saturn and Mars also, I must tell you. So emotional toughness, definitely it is a very strong combination, and you'll be able to handle crisis well, and you will be able to fix the broken system. So good for managers, surgeon, engineers. This is a very positive time period, and stable income also will be generated. And so it is the ability to do what others give up on, that kind of a phase. Now, what is the good side of Mercury and Mars combination? So if it is Mercury and Mars combination, it's sharp intelligence in action. So Mars gives action and Mercury gives intellect. So together, when they are together, in the horoscope also, I have seen people have very tactical mind. They are very fast and quick. And it's a brilliant analytical mind. Remember, quick thinker, logical and practical, problem solving. So it's definitely very good for the ones who are into business, trading, consulting, analytics. Very positive time period. And it gives you persuasive and very powerful communication, impactful communication and impactful speech. And that confidence that you, when you will see the YouTubers, you will see they have a very strong Mercury and a very strong Mars. So I have, if I don't know whether I'm good or not, but I have an exalted Mars, I have an exalted Mercury also in my chart. So it really is very, they are entwined to each other. Can you see? So they are forming a connection. That is why, these are the combinations. You can see the examples of the YouTubers, they must be having, they're famous, definitely their 10th house, 10th lord is definitely well positioned or is with Jupiter, Venus. So this can definitely be the time to convince people and influence people better. So people are very good at calculations, if they have this, they're very good at maths, very good at and it's very positive time period for the mathematicians and calculations and engineers, IT, coding, AI. So this is definitely a very good time for that. But you don't have to be on the argumentative zone, because this is definitely sharp responses. Email, when you're shooting, you have to be a little careful. You might just be giving some sharp responses. So that is something you have to be very careful about. But it is a quick comeback time. Lawyers, negotiators, media personalities, they'll do really well. So this is a very positive time for entrepreneurs, traders, and deal makers. So it is a very good time for strategy planning, what you want to, like street smart. So this is that kind of a combination if you have it in the horoscope. But when it is in the transit happening, it gives you that skill. You will definitely be very analytical and very strategic. You can do this during this time, and very good at marketing skills, business enhancement. So very good. So it's like, paisa bolne se aata hai types. It's that. Money through speech and intellect. Okay, communication based income. If you are thinking of starting something, so you can do it this way also. So Mercury and Saturn, endurance, discipline, structure, and Mars and Mercury, intelligence, speed, strategy. Okay, so this is what is the combination like. So I think people win in long battles and people win in quick battles. That is also one of the differences between Mars Saturn and Mars Mercury. Okay, so also, we have to see what is the next one. That is, so this is Mars and Saturn challenges, and of course Mars and Mercury challenges. You can make a note. I've told already, the slide came later. Then comes the last phase, that is Mars is going to be transiting through Revati Nakshatra, and it is going to be crossing the Gandanta also. So this is going to be from the 24th April till the 11th of May. So this is a tactical, logistical, messaging, route management stage. Revati brings endings. Okay, this is the last nakshatra of the zodiac also. So it is about passage, road, routes, transport. So this is definitely that we know what is happening. There will be some passage through, which will happen during this transit. This is going to be a very important window. So this is the final stretch before a new cycle begins, because Aries is a new cycle beginning. So movement of troops, resources, cargo, evacuation, relocation, diplomacy mix, tactical positioning, intense media and information warfare, transport, shipping, aviation, de-escalation. So all that will happen during this time period. When Mars is in Gandanta, what is Gandanta? When there is this water energy to the fire energy when a planet is transitioning through. Okay. And from Mercury to Ketu's nakshatra. So this is like Revati to Ashwini. So the fire planet crosses from water into its own fire zone. So this is a very classic release point, I would say. So this is like rapid escalation after emotional build-up, impulsive movement after confusion, sudden visible action after covert preparation. Enough is enough decisions will come through. So breakthrough or breakage. This is a boiling point, no doubt, but definitely it is going to be a beautiful time period that we are heading to. That is Mars entering its own sign. Now there is another thing which is happening, that is Mars and Venus are forming a connection. Mars is in, I hope it is there. Okay, the aspect pattern I will tell you later. Mars is going to be aspecting some zones, so I will share with you my insights on the same also. So when Mars is in Pisces, it is forming a connection with Venus, because Venus till the 19th of April is going to be in Mars's sign, and Mars is going to be in the sign where Venus exalts. So passion plus desire, resources plus military tone, value plus action, diplomacy plus heat, art, comfort, luxury, markets plus forceful decision making. So globally, markets reacting emotionally, not rationally. This can show that. Luxury consumer sentiment swinging with geopolitical tension. So this is a little tensed kind of till the 19th of April. Women, art, culture, finance, comfort industries affected by harder strategic themes. Land, real estate sentiment mixed with liquidity and rate psychology. Okay. So this is not purely destructive, I will say, but this will bridge between negotiation and force, attraction and conflict, emotional, emotions and practicality, economy and security. Okay, so this is what. So if it's more likely, the relief comes from diplomacy, money, trade, comfort needs, domestic pressure or peace. Okay, so there is a pressure building up already that we have to go towards the peace. People are suffering. There is shortage of supplies. So definitely it is going to be. Now this Mercury and Neptune will also be conjunct together. This is though not a classical example that I'm giving, but yeah, it is an outer graha. So confusion, propaganda, fog of war, misinformation, chemical or liquid related concerns can happen. So but yes, it is definitely going to be a mixed kind of a feeling, because right now Mars in Pisces and Saturn star Jupiter is also going to be aspected. So it is a little slower and a more harder phase regards to the when we talk about the the nothing is clear narratives. Okay, anyhow, this is what is the whole thing. And mundanely, we can say military is hardening, infrastructure pressure is there, engineer failure, water land damage, which is already happening, we know that. So cyber communication conflict is also happening across the globe. So it's definitely warning, and treaties and negotiations are going to take place with this. But the good side is planning will improve and tactical coordination will improve. Negotiations will become possible. So we have to see the good side also, because everybody will be saying that this is not a good transit. Now Mars is going to be influencing 3 zodiac signs by its aspect on the Gemini sign, Virgo sign and Libra sign also. It is going to be aspecting 4th, 7th and 8th aspects. So Pisces, of course, it is going to be in the 12th house of the natural zodiac. So in the Gemini sign, it is about media, communication, transport, borders nearby, roads, rail, telecommunication, messaging, neighboring states. Now Mars 4th aspect to Gemini sign can bring media intensity, transport issues, telecom or cyber conflict, border communications or movement. Virgo is the 6th house of the natural zodiac. So this is about, this can bring about health system strain, military deployment pressure, labor service class stress, legal or compliance conflict, disease. New virus can come in, but it will be killed also. Don't worry, it is not, inflammation can be there. But yeah, it is definitely going to bring about something. And as it is, we are hearing there is another virus. So Libra is the 8th aspect of from the Pisces sign. So this is definitely about strain in diplomacy, alliances under pressure, because this is about balance, law, trade agreements, public negotiations. The sign of Libra is. And when Mars is looking here, alliances are under pressure. Treaty stress is there, power imbalance in negotiations, and legal political conflict happens. So Gemini aspect is information and movement, Virgo is system, service, military, health administration, and Libra is diplomacy, law, and alliances. But thankfully, Mars is looking at this Gemini sign ruler. It's going to be conjunct Gemini sign ruler, and there's an exchange between Jupiter and Mercury also. And also it is going to be aspecting Jupiter. So when Mars is aspecting Jupiter, force meeting judgment. It is about action meeting counsel. So war impulse meeting narrative and negotiations. This is what is going to happen. And military tensions might just be, meeting advisory and diplomatic process. So this is one of the protective factors, because Gemini sign is having Jupiter there. So it's a big time protection and some relief potential we can see. And Not to forget, Ketu will also be entering Magha Nakshatra. So, of course, I'll be doing a separate video. According to the true nodes, it's not entered yet. It will enter on the 20th of April. So, it is about throne linked and authority conscious and dynasty, succession, prestigious issues, old regimes, ancestral grievance, royal a positional authority heavy month for that reason. Anyhow, when we talk about the natural calamities, it is about water, coastline, maritime infrastructure, shipping routes, oil, fuel, liquids, pipelines, flooding, leakage, contamination. So real estate stress will also be felt during this time period. Saturn is also there in the Pisces sign, so it is emphasizing pressure, delay, liquidity. So when we talk about these two, so Mars is real estate also. So there can be some kind of issue there, financing or liquidity rather than instant collapse. It is that kind of a stress. So construction or engineering delays can happen, higher cost of materials, transport, fuel, or compliance, pressure in coastal or water-linked property zones also. Okay, so oil, energy, marine logistics, and hidden infrastructure strain can be felt. So, of course, this is much better, as I said, than Mars-Rahu, conjunction. So, of course, I would say that 2nd to the 6th April carry over ideological fire, heat enters water, strong declarations, covert positioning, and emotionalized conflict will take place. And when we talk about 7th to the 23rd, this is the time when Uttarabhadrapada, so this is the hardest stretch because Mars will be in Saturn's nakshatra. So there will be heavy pressure on systems, maritime zones, and oil, liquids, infrastructure, and collective nerves. 18th to the 22nd, this is now the peak framework because they are going to be together, Mars and Saturn, and Mercury also will be there. So it is going to be obstruction and information warfare. 20th April onwards, Ketu enters Magha. So that is the tone towards authority, lineage, national pride, old power structures, or legitimacy. 24th April to the 11th of May, when it is going to be in Revati, and till the 13th is going to be in Gandanta. So more movement, more transport, more logistics, more media angle, more attempts at tactical adjustment or negotiations. But Gandanta instability building towards the next sign can bring about some chaos over there. But yeah, not without any intelligence. So people will be definitely making some peace because of this kind of combination. Okay. So this is what I wanted to share with you guys. I hope you all understood what is happening. So let's start with the sign-wise readings after this. Let me see. So this is what is the pressure building up. Economic themes, the transit of Mars is going to be impacting economic sectors such as oil, shipping, construction, leading to potential strain in the logistics. So 80% pressure builds beneath the surface. 80% of conflicts during this transit manifest as covert maneuvers, emphasizing strategic rather than direct confrontations, illustrating how emotions and hidden pressures shape geopolitical dynamics. Okay. So if you want to know more about this, about your personal chart, how this is going to impact you, please you can drop an email at vlastrology24@gmail.com or visit our website vlastrology.com, and then we do the sign-wise readings. So this is based on ascendant, moon, and the Dasha sign-wise. As you all know, I use the Dasha also, which is very important. So for Aries, being the ascendant lord and the 8th lord in the 12th house, conjunct the 10th and the 11th lord, and it's going to be moving through Jupiter's nakshatra, Saturn's nakshatra, Mercury's nakshatra, and will be making a combination in conjunction with Saturn, Mercury, and Jupiter also, because it's looking at Jupiter also, and Venus also, because Venus, and I've explained everything in the beginning. So it means that career, finance, decision making, education, property, inheritance, health, overall life direction is going to get impacted or is going to be definitely bringing about activation towards this. So it is hidden action, internal pressure, silent karmic movement, and eventually release. 2nd to the 11th of May, this transit happens on your 12th house, and it is the ruler of self, body, willpower, direction. So it is good for the foreign connections. So there can be low tolerance for nonsense, and there can be some strong inner agitation, hidden frustration. You can be going through, because see, only 3 places this Mars gives good results, that is 3, 6 and 11 houses. Now here it is not giving, it is in the 12th house. So 12th house is, it is not considered to be that good. But if there is a planet transiting through the 3rd house, so this will definitely bring about good results. And there is a Jupiter transiting, so Veda and Vipreet Veda concept. So desire to withdraw from people, maybe, even if your expenditures rise, you will definitely be getting good income also. So there is you need that space, you need that to work on yourself, you need that time out. I need closure. I need to deal with things behind the scenes. And I have seen that whenever, as per the classic text, whenever there is this kind of energy playing out in the in your 12th house, as per the classic text, is considered to be, if I start reading, you will say then it is so bad. But yes, 12th house is that you have unwanted and unplanned expenditures, and you may go out of your home country for business, for job. And of course, this can bring about quarrels in the new place if you are, or you feel trapped, in the overseas places. Okay, take care of driving, and you might just and have to be careful while cooking, while chopping the veggies. You have to be little careful about all these areas of life. But yes, it is because your vitality, your confidence has gone to the behind the scenes. It is also the 8th lord energy, so it is going to be, the energy is going to be inward. You are going to be clearing your spiritual release. Some hidden endings happen. Maybe, a relationship ends and you come out of that no strings attached kind of a feeling. So this is definitely going to be bringing about, this is an internal Mars. It is going to be giving you, it is not weak, but it is giving you strength inside. So sometimes what happens, you need that time out, to build on yourself. You need that closure. You need to be in that isolation zone. So you will get that speed. You're working on your speed, your direction, your execution work right now. And it is also emotionality, it is about surrender, intuition also. So Mars here is not direct. It is more emotional and more internal. So this will be a passive aggressive energy that you'll be going through. So it is a underwater fire. Okay, so anger is suppressed, sleep gets disturbed, so you might just be making some decisions not practically but emotionally. But it is a very good time. I have seen, people do come out of bigger pains when Mars is in the 12th house, especially the Ascendant Lord is in the 12th house. So this will give you a lot of strength. You will release the old pains. You can heal yourself. From 2nd to the 6th, it is going to be in Jupiter's nakshatra. So this is good for, intense thoughts and thinking about what you have to do in the future. Sudden travel plans might just come through. Anger about something unspoken also. What are you really fighting for? That kind of a question. But this will give you spiritual insight. It will give you inner clarity, powerful intuition, strategic withdrawal. So definitely a very good few days. From 20th of March you have been feeling already, but yes, it is from 2nd to the 6th April. There can be some kind of impulsive expenditure. That is something you have to be taking care. Then it moves from 7th April to 23rd April in Saturn's nakshatra, which is your 10th, activating your 10th and the 11th houses. So this is a good transit for a couple of reasons. It is going to bring about clarity at your workplace. In case you have been looking for identity, you were working under stress, you will definitely get out of that stress. Your career burden is going to minimize now. So there will be some social roles, some kind of new project that you'll be getting. So this is going to be bringing about too much of behind the scene job. So some effort that you have been putting and it was not visible, now it will be visible. So this is definitely very positive for you guys at the place of work. With your relationships, you are going to be getting better. You'll be working on that. In case you have been thinking of starting or initiating a relationship, now it is going to be a very important relationship, or we can say significant person will be entering your life. It's just that it can give frustration and hidden anger and sleep drain. So that is something there are always good and not so good sides of the planetary shifts. So you have to be a little careful. 18th to the 21st and around 20th especially, now there is a exact conjunction of Mars and Saturn in the 12th house. So it can give you physical fatigue, emotional frustration, some suppressed anger even more. You can have conflict with the authorities. That is something you have to be careful about. You might just break away from your partner and you're feeling quite isolated and mentally heavy. So you have to be careful. And property and family matters, you can also bring about some tension to you. So that is something you have to work on. But yes, it is going to give you extraordinary discipline, your ability to survive the hard phases, crisis handling, serious strategy, and long-term planning. So this is definitely a good time building from silence. So it's not a glam period, I would say, but it is definitely a period of looking at yourself where you stand. So that is something which happens when you are self-contemplating and self-introspecting. Mars will be with Mercury from 20th to the 22nd, exact conjunction. Mercury will also be leaving the zone. It's in Aquarius on the 11th. It will be leaving 11th April to 30th April. Mercury is going to be in the Pisces sign, debilitated and forming an exchange with Jupiter also. So this is where, self and hidden transformation happens, because Mercury rules your 3rd and the 6th houses also. So self plus courage, self plus communication, self plus work or competition, self plus litigation, health, because self is Aries sign ruler, Mars. So litigation, health, service. So this is huge actually, this can give you sharp tactical thinking, quick analysis, ability to solve problems. And it is definitely very positive for negotiations, writing, planning, strategic communication. So it's good for students, consultant, planners, analysts, and also very intelligently you will handle the situation, not emotionally. It's just that you have to be a little cautious between these 2-3 days time. Don't be reactive, because it can give you some reactive speech. You can be a little anxious about maybe your health. There can be some impulsive emails or messages, and it can bring about some mental irritation also. Just be careful about your conflicts at the workplace because of your communication. So that is something you have to be careful about. And messaging and arguments and legal and work, etc., you have to be a little careful if you're planning for any kind of PR, visa, etc. So you can definitely get through if you are doing the proper, recheck the papers, and then you see that everything falls in place. Now Mars is going to be in the Revati towards the end. It's 24th April to the 11th of May. It's going to be in Mercury's nakshatra. Now the tone changes, because it is going to be activating your planning, movement, documents, effort, communication, competition, routines, and some practical correction happens. So this is definitely a very positive time for solving work issues, work related issues, some action oriented. If you are into sports activities, this is a good time period. You can organize your finances well, and also set your routines, handle paperwork well. And also it is good for healing work, just that phase when you need to work on your inner you. So this is that kind of a time period. If you want to wrap up one hidden cycle or travel, or if you want to complete some burdensome process, so this is a good time. And obviously this is also going to bring about that shift of energy, maybe change of job, change of department, some better handling of your health, your work, your debt, your litigation. So this is going to be a very practical decision making time period for you. So I would suggest that if you have to make any important decisions, wait till this time, 24th April to 11th of May, rather 10th of May, because then it will be in Gandanta. So just also conserve your energy, because it can bring about some nervous exhaustion, mental restlessness also. So don't waste your effort here and there, plan everything really well. There can be some overload of work, so that is something you have to be a little careful. So at the Gandanta time, towards the end, then to the 12th or the 13th, there can be some hidden frustration that you can have. So closure becomes necessary. So, but yes, you will be little, on that side where you will definitely be a warrior coming out of the retreat. So it is preparing you. Okay, get ready now. Behind the scenes, you have worked enough. Now come to the limelight and take charge, that kind of a thing. And it's going to be aspecting your third house, your sixth house, your seventh house also. So it is definitely very positive for communication, courage, siblings, narratives and initiatives. So courage will rise, bold communication will happen, strong initiatives, entrepreneurial thinking. It's looking at Jupiter, after all, your Bhagya Lord also. So that is something which is going to be good for your mental setup, and for studies, for higher studies, for education, for childbirth. This is a good time. But not so good time, not so good for arguments, harsh speech, etc., overconfidence. So be careful and no rush traveling. If you can plan well, all the more better, and resolve issues that you're having with your siblings also, and avoid reactive messaging. It's looking at your sixth house, which is your routine, litigation, health, service, etc. So this is definitely going to be good to defeat the opposition. So in case you have an exam or competition or legal battle going on, so this is definitely going to give you that positive news in your favor. The verdict can be in your favor, and you will definitely get the work strength. Debt handling improves in if disciplined, and also better problem solving. Health correction is possible. See, you have a Viparit Veda happening, so it is definitely very good because Jupiter is in your third house. So this Mars transit is not that bad. People will say that it is bad, but there is a Viparit Veda happening. It's in the bad position, and the third house, if you have a graha, and that too a positive graha, so it is cancelling out the negatives of Mars here. And Mars is looking at your third house also. So any kind of communication based work or something that was lying stagnant now will start moving. So don't be anxious about what is going to happen, about the routine and the results and health and all. So just go to the doctor if at all you feel uneasy. And it's looking at your seventh house also, that is Libra sign, and this is about marriage, public dealings, business contracts. So it is definitely going to be good for relationship matters. You will be resolving those matters, and it'll give you courage to discuss the truth, and business negotiations are possible, and clarity to on one-on-one bonds also. So definitely very positive. Just don't be impatient in relationship, and don't get into any kind of conflict during this time. This can bring about harshness in speech and tone, so that is something you have to work on. So otherwise it is definitely very positive, because you may rethink about your career direction, you may think about your hidden work pressure that you can handle, and also this is going to bring in too much of responsibility and behind the scene projects also. So strategic planning, silent preparation, strong endurance, disciplined effort will pay you back innumerously. So this is definitely good for research, this is good for spiritual work, private planning, foreign work, back-end business building. So this is definitely a positive time for you. In case you are burnout, or it can be lack of recognition, so be prepared for that also. There can be some office politics that you have to handle, but I think you can handle it with Jupiter looking at your 7th and the 11th houses also, and the 9th house, the luck house also. So it's good for building foundation in silence. Okay, for as regards to your finances is concerned, it is definitely going to increase the expenditures, but yes, it is going to be clearing all the debts also now. It is like any kind of hidden expenditures that you have had, or you were thinking that will come up, will also clear. So this is also good for strategic investment planning. If you do it quietly, this is definitely a very excellent time, and you can plug in or review the financial waste. Just don't do emotional spending. Sometimes what happens, we under pressure or under stress, we just financially we just feel that if we buy, we shop, we definitely feel less anxious, but it is temporary. So just don't emotionally, you should not be spending. Sleep loss is quite likely because you are thinking too much, so you have to be careful. So decisions can become emotional, frustration may sit underneath logic, action may be delayed until it suddenly erupts. So mind becomes very sharp but also reactive during this time, because it's with Saturn and Mercury also. And you must be careful of deciding when angry. Don't make any decisions or quit abruptly your job, or making decisions regards to your relationship or business, in mental heat. That is something you have to be careful about. Okay. And as regards to the education or the students, this is definitely a very positive time for the ones who are planning to go for the foreign land studies and deep concentration work or research or exams or competitive preparation. This is definitely a very positive time, because now in silence, you are focused, so you will definitely be able to achieve more and better results. It's just that there can be some stress levels which can increase, or anxiety can increase, overthinking maybe, so you need to keep a routine and avoid late night emotional spirals, and go to bed on time. That's the best thing that you can do, because 12th house is activated. And as regards to your home, property, real estate matters, so definitely it is going to be activating that. Some paperwork around land and home, you have to be little, you have to recheck. And also property through maybe nearby places like a retreat or waterside areas or hospitals or spiritual centers can also happen. Okay. And also some repairs or leakage issues you will be working on as well. So this transit is more about repair, hidden cost, technical correction, and rather than being more flamboyant on the property expansion. Review your property matters and handle repairs. Maybe you have to do some renovation or something, so you can do it. Don't shout it out to the world that you're doing this, you're buying a property or something. And don't make any impulsive purchases also on the property. Maybe there is some dispute that you get into, so that is something you have to be careful about. And as regards to your inheritance, you can push resolution. You can can reveal truth. This Mars can reveal truth. You can finalize something hidden. You can clear the old entanglements also, but don't get into fresh disputes, I would suggest, and there can be some unexpected stress because of that. And as regards to your children, this is definitely going to be making you very emotional about your children, or maybe your distant relationship with children also, less playful, more private in love. But it definitely is a good time for deeper introspection and creative work in solitude also. There can be irritability with children, so make a constant check. Maybe some health issues. Ketu is also going to be in Maga, so don't let hidden stress become emotional absence. Okay. As regards to your health, your vitality might dip because of your sleep issues. Hidden inflammation can rise, so mental pressure can be there. Hospitalization, medical expenditures might be there. Thankfully Jupiter is looking at your ninth house, so it is balancing things also. Just watch for sleep, headaches, and suppressed anger. That is something which I can say. But yes, it is definitely very positive for inner healing, disciplined healing, therapy, and also some unhealthy habits. If you have, you will be able to cut off those as well. So it's like a reset period for you guys. Okay. So it is going to give you spiritual strength, intuition, courage, karmic clearing, better works discipline. Also competitive ability will increase, deep emotional insight actually it gives, and good for foreign travels and just shifting or doing things in the foreign land. But very it is definitely good for foreign land, but at the same time it can give you too much of action orientedness, so you have less time to yourself. So that is something you have to make time for yourself if you have to take care of your health. Okay. So, and there can be some hidden frustration more because of Mars and Saturn also over there. So that is something you have to be careful about. And the financial leakage also. So slow down before reacting, use solitude well, close unfinished matters, review expenditures, rest properly, and keep written plans. Okay. What you want to do, and channel your anger into exercises, not arguments. and work in silence where possible, and communicate especially after 20s. You can maybe be careful during the Saturn and Mars and Mercury combination. So 18th till the 22nd, be careful about your communication, and use this transit to prepare, not to prove. Okay, so, and do not resign in impulse, please, I request you. Read Hanuman Chalisa on Tuesdays, offer red cloth or red lentils on Tuesdays to the ones who need more than you, and also worship Kartikeya, Hanuman, for disciplined and Mars energy. Disciplined Mars energy you get from Kartikeya and Hanumanji. Light a diya in the south direction, and pray for peace before sleep, and feed fish, birds, and you can also do some kind of gymming, yoga, swimming. Reduce doom scrolling in the night time, especially therapy or journaling is definitely required to, and also sleep hygiene is required, budgeting and expenditure tracking, and also quiet time near water body, breath work, pranayam, and alom vilom, whatever you like to do, you can definitely do it, and see what is it that is draining you, what is haunting you. This is the time for release. You need to release, and don't waste your fire in secret frustration. Use this time to sharpen, heal, withdraw, and prepare. Okay, so this is what is the energy for Aries. Okay, coming to the next one. So it was a detailed one, actually. I have done a detailed analysis. So coming to the Taurus sign. So you have to see what Dasha you're in, only then, you have to check, what exactly is the period going to be like. When it's the Dasha of Mars, it will be activating the zone even more. If it's Saturn Dasha, so it will be activating it more. So 2nd April to 11th of May, Mars transits your 11th house. So 11th house transit is considered to be very good. And in case you have any planet transiting your 5th house, so it would have caused a Vedha. But there is no planet transiting the 5th house, so there is no Vedha for this Mars. So this is the time for gain, network, desire, income. House activation is happening. So gains through pressure, networks through testing, and desires through emotional clarity. Okay. So good side is that new income opportunities are going to open up. Gains through efforts, not luck. Network expansion happens, strong push towards financial goals, multiple sources of income you're thinking of, because Mars is looking at your 2nd house also. So any kind of long pending payments may move, business connections may activate, profit through strategy moves. So action in income zone is happening. What exactly is the challenge that you can face with Mars, Saturn and Mercury combination is that you can have conflicts in networks. Gains come with stress. Friends become competitors. पैसा आएगा पर टिकेगा कि नहीं, ये आपको समझ नहीं आएगा. Whether the money will stay or it will be spent. So that kind of that you have to decide. Okay, so over expectation leading to disappointment. Okay, and in case you have sudden expenditures, it is eating your gains, because Mars is also your 12th lord, not to forget that. In relationship, it is definitely going to be bringing about a partner who is going to be helpful in enhancing your income. Joint ventures are possible. Business growth is possible. Networking helps a relationship also grow. But arguments with partner over money, ego clashes, expectations mismatch, friends interfering in relationship also is possible. Now, love becomes practical but transactional, because it's the 11th house. 2nd house is looking. It's looking at your 5th house also, your love, romance, relationship, and also your 6th house. So, career-wise, it is definitely very positive. It's good for strong ambition, goal-oriented action. Network will help actually boost your career also. Some leadership roles, team management will improve, but there will be office politics also. So you have to be careful. You have to work under pressure at times, and also burnout from expectations. Too much of workload will be there. Your result or a driven period, not comfort driven period right now. And here it's normally a practical, Taurus people, they are very practical, but they can be little emotional with this Mars transiting here, because Venus is also in Aries and forming a connection with Mars here. So good for intuitive financial decisions, creative thinking, spiritual clarity in goals, but not good for emotional investments. And you might trust wrong people, and then there can be some confusion in the group decisions, or maybe there will be overcommitment, and then you fall on your face. So verify before acting. But definitely for Taurus, this is a good time, because your yoga karagraha is also in your 11th house. It's a very good time for education for students also. Goal oriented study will take place, competitive success, strong focus on results, networking helps learning. But there can be distraction from friends also. That is something you have to be careful about. Comparison pressure will be there. Oh, he or she is doing better, I'm not. So that kind of a pressure will also be there. And mental agitation also will be there, because Mars is your 12th lord and looking at your second also. So rushing preparation, and take it easy, I would say. Take it slow. But you will definitely be performing well, and competitive success coming your way. As regards to your children, your progeny, this will become more, children will become more ambitious. Not a good time to consider time for gains from past property you have purchased. Selling property is possible in case you're waiting for that, and network based deals. There can be some confusion because Ketu is there in your 4th house, so it can bring about delays in documentation or emotional decision making. Some hidden costs are there which you didn't even know, and there can be some impulsive purchases. So you have to be a little careful about your real estate matters. As regards to inheritance or shared resources is concerned, so settlement is possible. Some hidden financial clarity you will get. But don't get into any kind of new disputes, because Mars is looking at your 6th house. So it can bring about some emotional stress. Good for workouts, good for sports activity, and you will definitely get that motivation to improve your health, and maybe you're going to be in group fitness or some activity you will be joining. But at the same time, take care of your inflammation, blood pressure fluctuation can be there, or some kind of stress can be there, or social pressure can be there. Maybe at the workplace there is lots that you have to do, and you're not getting good time for your health. So burnout is there. So be careful about that, and don't get into emotional eating also, because Mars is looking at your 2nd house. Oily, greasy foods, you should avoid. Now, 2nd to the 6th, when it is going to be in Jupiter's nakshatra, so it's good for optimism, new ideas, network, hope phase. Actually, this is a good phase. From 7th to the 23rd of April, reality check, pressure in income. Also 9th and the 10th Lord's nakshatra. So it can bring about some travels, or maybe some network conflicts also can happen, but good for your disciplined working. At the workplace you might just get the recognition that you're waiting for, or some job change coming in. 18th to the 22nd, you have to be a little careful. Don't get into any kind of arguments, or don't make decisions under pressure. So take it easy. And then 24th to the 11th of May, there is another phase, that is Mars transiting through Mercury's nakshatra Revati. So clarity returns, communication improves, gains stabilize. So this is an execution phase. So this will be definitely positive. And when the gains increase, so definitely you will be wanting to buy some things and to invest somewhere. So ambition rises, of course, okay? But be careful, be strategic, when you are making some moves. So you have to be a little more strategic, plan everything really well, okay? And strong result oriented period, of course, but it can bring about stress in friendship, emotional decision making, partners conflict also, in love relationship. Some ex-partner comes back, and there can be some pressure or expectation or mental agitation which can happen. So be careful about that. So Also, Venus is the ruler of your ruler, of course, your Lagnesh, which is transiting the 12th house, but it is in Aries sign, and Mars is where Venus exalts. So it is good for spiritual love. It is good for emotional healing in relationship, creative inspiration, artistic expression rises, and there will be gains through creative or spiritual fields. Also strong attraction energy, maybe you will find someone, and it will create emotional depth and passion also in love. So just take care of emotional confusion in love and secret relationships. Also hidden attraction can be there, extramarital relationship, or over sacrifice in relationship. So or maybe you will be overindulgent, you'll be spending a lot on pleasure and love. So there can be some imbalance there. So emotional plus confusing plus consuming kind of a phase, love can become that. But at the same time, you desire and obviously you desire for relationship, and you will find someone if you're solo, and also peace in relationship you will get ultimately. So you can just simply do on Fridays Venus prayers, Lakshmi, Durga, Saraswati. You can recite mantras, and also Hanuman Chalisa, Kartikeya worship. You can donate white items on Fridays, especially offer water to the plants, and practice gratitude for what you have got already. And budget tracking is very important this transit. Avoid over socializing and choose quality over quantity in friendships, and journal whatever you emotional clarity you're looking for. Journal, write down what is good, what is not, what is happening, what is not happening. So write and just see how you can balance things out and strike out what is not happening, it's or what is wrong that is happening in your life. So I'm sure you are good to go. And there is a creative outlet also, music, art, writing. So this is not a quiet month. This is a month where your desires increase, your network activates, and your income potential also rises. You must choose carefully where your energy goes. Not every connection is beneficial, no? So that is something you have to be very careful about. So this month will give you gains, but only if you don't lose yourself chasing them. Okay? So you're good to go. Coming to the next one, that is Gemini. One second. All right. So for Gemini, Mars is going to be transiting your Pisces sign, and this is happening from the 2nd April to the 11th of May. So see, Mars is your 6th lord, and Mars rules your 11th house also. Now this is definitely a career pressure, competitive rise, and visible action. This is that kind of time. So this is action in career, pressure in work, visibility in public life, decisions that define direction. 10th house transit is definitely very positive for you. As regards to your career, Mars in the 10th house is action, movement, and visibility. So career push will happen, leadership opportunities, strong ambition, you'll be in the limelight, collaborations, responsibilities, and of course, you will be able to win over the competition also. Results through hard work, it's going to be seen now. You're going to be in the limelight now, but there will be work pressure. Conflict with seniors can happen, be careful. Ego clashes can happen. So sudden workload increase can happen. Impatience in career decisions. Burnout risk. Too much you're working. There is, like a performance pressure for you. Okay. So as regards to your, your finances, your gains, this is definitely a very positive time. Maybe you're waiting for a job or waiting for a promotion. So this will give you that career rise also. See, the 10th house transit is considerably 3, 6, 11 only is considerably good. So when we talk about the 10th house transit, it is it's said that you suffer on account of enemies or competitors. And in the 10th house, as per the classic text, it said that your valuables are stolen. So you have to be a little careful about these things. Varaha Mihira, gives both good and bad results for Mars in the 10th. He says that there can be some foreign travels, and it is definitely positive, isn't it? There will be gain also, and there will be enmity also. People might just be jealous of you when this is transiting your 10th house. Okay, so 10th house transit will give you new earning opportunities and strong professional network also. And when it comes to income related stress, inconsistent cash flow, expenditures, paisa aayega par mehnat se. So that is what is the key theme. You have to put your effort to gain whatever you are doing. You have to put extra effort in that. Okay, and gains will come late, not instantly, but it is definitely a good transit as per the classic text also. So this is going to be good for because it's your sixth lord, so you'll be able to defeat your enemies. You will be able to win over the competition success or strong performance, or maybe any kind of workload. You'll be able to handle it well. Courage will be there when it is in the trying to its own zone. But you have to be careful of office politics, backstabbing, overworking, stress related health issues. So that is something you have to be a little careful about. Now Mercury is also going to be conjoined here, and it is also looking at your first house, Mercury's house also, and there is this Jupiter there. So this will give you sharp thinking, quick decisions, tactical mind, problem solving ability now, but impulsive decision making also. That is something you have to be a little careful about. Harsh communication, mental agitation, overthinking. So that is something you have to think, pause, then act. Okay, not that you act and then pause and then think. No, so think, pause, and then act. For student natives, it's a very good strong focus point actually. They'll be really doing well because Mars is looking at your fifth house also. Competitive success, high motivation, goal oriented study, and of course there can be some kind of comparison with others, which is not that good. It's good for exams but not for overthinking. Oh, that person, that friend of mine is working harder, I am not. Oh, he is going to do well. So you're attracting the negatives more. So that is something as a student should not be doing. And also for children, this is the ambition time. Ambition increases, performance improves, but don't pressurize your children, please. This is not the time, because there will be some emotional disconnect because of that you have to work through. It is looking at your fourth house, so definitely very positive for property related decisions. Work linked relocation maybe is possible. Real estate discussions will be going on. Don't make rushed decisions. Just take care, take it easy, and do the legal complications should not be there. So just get someone involved who can do the paperwork well, so that you don't lose out on the property that you have booked for or you're looking for. You have to read the papers and documents really well, get it checked. As regards to inheritance, this is a time for legal clarity. You will get that dispute resolution also. Just take care of your health, because it can give you some stress, blood pressure, headaches, burnout, or inflammation. So I think the best is that get into that fitness mode. Okay, I need to, the strength to fight disease, it is going to be giving you that. So immunity levels, you have to work on. So whenever your immunity levels are good, you are good to go, for any kind of health trigger. So this is just going to bring about some work related stress that you have to work through. 2nd to the 6th April, this is going to be in Jupiter's nakshatra. So optimism in career, new opportunities, clarity of goals will be there. So vision phase. Then the next phase is 7 to the 23rd April, when Mars enters the Saturn's nakshatra. Now Saturn is the ruler of your 8th house also, and is your Bhagya's ruler also, and is in the 10th house. So it is going to bring about some pressure, obstacles, hurdles, delays plus hard work. But yes, this is a reality phase. You have to be little careful about the about your communication here, and of course don't have any kind of conflict at the workplace also. Some major decisions with maturity will help you if you have to take any. Now 24th April to 11th May, Mars will be in Mercury's nakshatra, Revati nakshatra. So clarity returns, and it will give you communication with people, which is going to be clear, and it will be improved, and it will be an execution phase. So this is like an action oriented and a very positive phase for communication also. So it is good for confidence, courage, action, but at the same time there can be some impatience also. You want things very fast. So that is what is Mars reaction. It's a very reactive planet. And also it is looking at your fourth house, so home improvements, maybe with the Mercury getting activated, your first house, your fourth house ruler. So there will be good problem solving right now, but there can be some emotional distress or disturbance at home. That is something you have to be taking care. Mars is looking at your fifth house also, creativity, romantic action. So this is definitely very positive for starting a new relationship also, but don't be overindulgent in sexual relationship. It can make you sexually agile. Love conflicts will come in, if at all it is only a superficial one. So just be careful, handle your children well, listen to them. You need to be emotionally present for them. And there is a connection of Venus also, because Venus is in Mars's sign and Mars is in where Venus exalts. So this is good for career, for gains, and this is a desire loop also you're getting into. So it's good for creativity, networking, and also romantic connections through work, social circle. So all that, it's good. And gains through partnership also. But there are certain challenges, mixing love and career, and emotional decisions in finances, attraction causing distraction, over expectation from networks. So your career is active, your desires are disciplined, and you should offer guru prayers also for Pisces balance, because or Vishnu Sahasranamam, or Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya chants. You can donate green, lentils or gram, anything to do with greens, and Mars is red. So you can donate, and on the in the south direction you can light a diya every day. So this is good, and structured routine is required in case you follow that, and avoid overwork, communicate carefully, don't mix emotions with decisions, take breaks and exercise regularly, and you're good to go. So you're pushed to perform, not to relax. This is that kind of a transit. You can rise, lead, dominate, but only if you control your reaction. You can manage your energy, and you can act with clarity, not impulse. So this month can make your career or exhaust you trying. Okay, that is something you have to pick and choose what you really want. Okay, coming to the next one, that is Cancer. See, you must check from moon, ascendant, and Dasha sign. Whenever I talk about the Dasha sign, you must understand it is about your current state. Suppose you are in a Dasha of a particular graha, so you have to make that planet's position your first house and see how the planets are transiting. Suppose you are a Libra ascendant, but your Dasha is of Saturn. Saturn is in Aries. So you have to make Aries your ascendant, and then you have to see. Okay, that is how we generally see. We should see. Okay, coming to the Cancer sign. Okay, so for Cancer, this is like, this transit is not just, it's happening in your 9th house, by the way. So this is a Yogakara Graha transiting, and after this it will be in your 10th house. So it is going to be forming a Ruchaka Yoga also. That is, Mars will be in its own zone. So it is heading towards that. So it is definitely Dharma activation plus Karma redirection also. Now Mars is going to be in Pisces from 2nd April to the 11th of May. Now this is good for, because it is also the ruler of your 5th and the 10th and the Yogakara Graha. So destiny is activated through your action. So effort, karma, 10th house, intelligence, 5th house, and dharma, 9th house, all come together. So this transit is special for you, I would say, because first of all, A, it is coming out from the 8th house. B, it is splitting away from Rahu. So efforts aligns with destiny, actions gets divine support, career direction becomes meaningful, past karma starts giving results now. Because you see, it is in the 9th house, it is not considered to be that good as per the classic text also. And it is said that if there is a planet transiting the 6th house, then it is a Viprit Vedha. So there is no planet transiting the 6th house, so there is it's not considered to be that good. So 9th house is basically, as per the classic text, it said that it is about, as per the classic text, it is about childbirth. It gives troubles in the childbirth, but it is good for your clothing, jewelry, anything to do with marriage. For that it is good, but it is not that good for father or brothers, or it can give you some mental agony also. So basic cells, blood in the body becomes little, you suffer from some blood related issues, and enemies may attack and you may suffer with difficulties. It's as per the classic text, but for sure it is going to be giving different results. It is definitely positive for your luck enhancement also, because it's your yoga karagraha. So past karma starts giving results because Mars is in the water sign, and the action is emotional, journey is internal first, and faith is tested before reward. So strong career push, leadership opportunities, recognition through efforts, support from seniors, gurus, clarity of direction, new opportunities aligned with purpose, and foreign or long distance work possible. So career becomes meaningful, not just mechanical. Now you will understand what you're doing, your projects, etc. But what is the major challenge here? That you will have some emotional decisions you have to make. So this can give you impatience. You might just change your direction suddenly. There can be some frustration. I want to get the results faster, I'm not getting. So that patience level might just go down. Financially, it's a very positive time. It will give you income growth through effort, gains from knowledge, teaching, consulting. So that way it is definitely very positive, and long-term wealth also can be built. It's just that you have to be careful about emotional spending. It's said that paisa aayega par kharch bhi hoga. Money will come in, but there will be luxury expenditure also. So it could be spiritual expenditure or luxury expenses. So travel related expenditure is also quite likely. So this is a intuitive decision making time. Strong intuition, visionary thinking, spiritual clarity, big picture understanding, where I have to go, what I have to do, whether I should start something or not. But it is also going to give you emotional impulsiveness. You might just trust someone, or maybe over trust someone, and that person backbites you or backstabs you. There can be confusion between intuition and illusion. Okay, so balance emotion with logic and you're good to go, please. As regards to student natives, this is very powerful because Mars is your fifth lord also. So good for higher education, excellent for focus time, focus, competitive exam success, deep understanding, research ability, spiritual or philosophical interest. I think this is one of the best phases for the student natives. Just don't expect too much or don't pressurize yourself too much. There can be some emotional distraction that you can go through. That is something you should work on. And fifth lord is also getting activated, so definitely good for child's progress, achievements. But don't be impatient with your children. Don't pressurize them. Be supportive and don't be controlling. Okay, because or maybe some health issue can come up and you get you are a little stressed out for your kids. As regards to your property sale, etc., Mars is looking at your fourth house, so definitely it is good for foreign land opportunities, for purchasing of property, or maybe relocation also can be visible. And also they can be some kind of confusion also, or maybe emotional attachment is interfering. Oh, I need this property, oh, I should buy this, or I should keep this property, I'm not selling it off. But as regards to inheritance also, it is definitely very positive. Some unexpected support will come in and your matter will get resolved, and you will get that guidance from the mentors also. And as you know, Mars is in the water sign, so energy improves with discipline. Spiritual healing works. Okay, so you need to connect with the maybe some water, near water, or maybe you can soak your feet in the salt water before sleeping. So that is also good for coming out of the sleep issues and any kind of inflammation or stress. So this is good. Now there are different phases. 2nd to the 6th April, it's going to be in Jupiter's nakshatra. So this is definitely very positive. Blessings begin because 9th Lord's nakshatra. So optimism, guidance, divine signal phase. So whatever your intuition says, follow it. Okay, 7 to the 23rd of April, it's going to be in Saturn's nakshatra. Now Saturn is also the 7th and the 8th lord, so this is test of patience. It might just delay the process, some kind of a job that you have to complete. It might just be very frustrating for you, but hard work is required, discipline is required. So this is a karma test phase. It's a mixed result. 7th house, 8th house rulers, Saturn's nakshatra, Mars will be. So you have to take care of your relationship also during this time, and don't make any impulsive decisions. I want to part ways or something. So this is not going to help. So the critical window would be when 18th to the 22nd, when Mars, Saturn and Mercury will be together. So there can be some career pressure, or travels might just get delayed, or some important decisions you have to make. So emotional or practical conflict phase. Destiny decision phase, I would say. Okay, now 24th April to the 11th of May is this Mars transiting through Mercury's nakshatra. So clarity returns, movement begins, and execution phase also. So this is definitely a very positive time period, and it's looking at Gemini sign, your 12th house of foreign travel, spiritual growth, but expenditures might increase, sleep issues can happen. It's looking at your Virgo sign, your 3rd house, so it's good for courage, communication, connection with your siblings. Don't get into any kind of arguments, or don't be impatient during this time though. But yeah, it is good for resolving some issues, and maybe PR, visa, etc. will also trigger. It is looking at your 4th house, which is good for your home improvements, Libra sign, balance at home, emotional growth, but there can be some emotional instability also at the same time, because it is the Libra sign. And as regards to the connectivity with Venus, Venus is in Aries, your 10th house, and Mars is in Pisces, where Venus exalts. So this is good for career aligned with destiny. This is that kind of a phase, and recognition through charm, action, creative success, strong attraction energy, career growth through relationship. But challenges are also there with this. There can be mixing of emotions with career. Attraction at workplace can happen, or confusion in professional decisions, or ego clashes with your bosses or seniors, or especially the female bosses. Okay, your destiny and your career are connecting, but your emotions will decide the outcome. Okay, so this is what, and it's good. Yogarak Graha is getting activated, good for education, good for career, good for spiritual growth, strong intuition. It's just that you have to be careful that don't make decisions in impulse, impatiently, or emotionally, and don't overthink. So Hanuman worship, of course, Hanumanji, Hanuman Chalisa you can recite, and also Vishnu prayers will help you. Offer water to the sun god, and donate yellow or red items to the needy. Trust intuition, but verify facts. Okay, avoid emotional decisions, stay consistent in effort, and seek mentor guidance, journaling, meditation. This is good. Okay, so this is a destiny moving transit. So you're being asked to act with purpose, to trust your path, and to align effort with meaning. So this is the time when your actions decide your destiny. Okay, so I think it's a good transit for you. Coming to the next one, that is Leo. I'll pin the link, what is Dasha sign. So I will mention that link, how to check that also. Okay. So thank you so much, Lunar Mystic Vidya. Thank you for being here. Okay. So for Leo natives, this transit is happening of Mars in the 8th house from 2nd April to the 11th of May. Now you see, Mars is your Yoga Karagraha, 4th and the 9th Lord. So 4th house, home, emotional security, property, inner peace. 9th house, destiny, luck, dharma, father, higher guidance. So Mars is in the 8th house, the house of hidden transformation of destiny through emotional pressure. Okay. So it is a good planet though. It is a powerful one, and it's also intense at the same time. Rather, I would say it is a life-changing transit. So it's not always bad or not too comfortable, because it is, after all, the 9th Lord in the 8th house. So sudden changes or some crisis or transformation will happen. So are you ready to transform what you thought was stable? So as regards to your career, it can bring about sudden career opportunities also. It can transform your career path. Maybe some research based work. You might be on the laptop most of the time and doing some kind of research any which way, since Mars was with Rahu and now Mars is in the 8th house also from the 2nd today. So occult, healing, finance, investigation related fields will get activated now. Foreign or hidden projects, breakthrough after struggle. This is what is the key theme of Mars. It's not a visible growth, but a deep growth, I would say. Okay, so it's definitely a mixed kind of a transit. So, but yes, it is looking at your 11th house, so there can be lack of clarity, there can be politics behind the scenes, instability in career, or you might just feel unsupported. Okay, this is not a smooth career phase, but it's a transformational phase, I would say. And also 8th house is getting active, so it's good for your inheritance, insurance, tax, any kind of settlement benefits, you're waiting for, you will get it. Hidden money surfaces. Maybe there's a treasure hidden in your house and you just, happen to find that. It used to happen earlier times, we used to keep the, our ancestors, they used to keep the, treasures and gems and all the money in the house itself, in a pitcher. They used to put it in it and they used to dig up and they used to put it underneath the ground in the house to just avoid any kind of thefts. So this is definitely going to be bringing about that hidden treasure now. Maybe, some hidden money, lottery or something like that can trigger as well. Joint finances will improve. But it is not that good for sudden, gains. It's not that suddenly you will, sudden expenditure, sorry. There can be sudden expenditures, financial uncertainty comes, and dependency on others, disputes over money. Paisa aayega, par seedhe nahi aayega. That means it will not come, money will come, but it will not come directly. It might just go through so many other ways and means and then will come to you. So, maybe not a straightforward earning. Maybe you're earning through some investments, monthly. So that is something which is also quite likely. So good for deep intuition, strong inner insight, ability to read situations deeply, psychological strength. But it is not that good for fear-based decisions. You might just be overthinking during this time. There can be some emotional confusion, suspicion, trust issues. So you must avoid reacting from insecurity. Sometimes what happens in impulse or out of fear, we start putting our money in the wrong directions. So that is something you have to avoid. As regards to the education students, this is a very good time for research oriented students or deep study, occult, astrology, spiritual subjects. Concentration will improve. Transformation in mindset happens when Mars and Saturn and Mercury also will be in your 8th house. And Sun till the till the mid of this month will be here in the 14th of April will be in the 8th house also. So after it leaves this zone, things will start getting better. This can bring about some distraction also due to emotional stress, lack of clarity and fear of failure. But it is very good for research, psychology, astrology and hidden sciences, of course, or any kind of PhD if you are pursuing. Anything to do with hidden or, secret works also, it is going to be there. So it is good for deeper emotional bonding with children. Transformation in relationship happens, but it is good for property transformation. How it happens? You might just buy another property in lieu of the one which you have already purchased. You'll sell that and you will buy another one. There can be some hidden benefits out of it, and then maybe you're renovating your place also. But at the same time, for property disputes, this is not a good time. Maybe you can get into a legal or structural or hidden issues. So this can bring about emotional instability at home. Avoid impulsive property decisions, I would suggest. As regards to inheritance or any kind of a sudden income, so this is also good for karmic clearing, spiritual awakening and deep transformation. Hidden blessings, as we say, come from this house. So you will get through what you have been going what a legal battle suppose is going on prolonged from a long time. So you will get that clarity now, and it can bring about some emotional turbulence or unexpected situations also, or internal struggle, but it is a karmic clearing and cleansing phase also. As regards to your health, it is good for healing deeply. Maybe you have had some breakup with your partner, so now this is a good time for, because Mars was with Rahu earlier, so now you will get that healing, you are coming out of that issue that you are going through. So there can be sudden health issues or inflammation or reproductive or hormonal imbalance or stress related issues. So health must not be ignored during this time. As regards to the dates, 2nd to the 6th of April, Mars is going to be in Jupiter's nakshatra. So emotional awareness, spiritual signals, intuitive awakening. So inner awakening phase. This is a good time period. 7 to the 23rd, it is going to be in Saturn's nakshatra. So pressure will increase, karmic tests, delays, heaviness. So you have to be careful about your health, your mental setup, your stress levels. You should be watchful about, and in relationship and in your property matters also, this is not that great a period. Then 18 to the 22nd especially, it is definitely a very, very precarious time. So you have to be careful about your relationships, your finances, your any kind of major decisions regards to your money matters also. It's a turning point phase, I would say. So avoid making any decisions. It can bring about some emotional breakdown. So you have to be very, very strong. I'll give you the remedies also, don't worry. 24th April to the 11th of May is Revati nakshatra, that is Mercury's nakshatra getting active, and Mars is. So this will bring about clarity. Healing begins and solutions emerge. Recovery phase, I would say. So this is a very good time period. And also it is looking at your 11th house, good for gains, networking, but it brings in conflict with your old friends. Unstable income also. It's looking at your 2nd house, your Virgo sign, so financial discipline. It is not good for harsh speech or family tension can be there. You have to be careful about your eating habits during this time. It's looking at your 3rd house also, Libra sign. So this is going to bring about courage in communication and some paperwork you'll be doing. And this is a good time for travels also. Don't get into arguments or impulsive decisions. Now there is a connection of Venus and Mars also. Venus exalts in Pisces where Mars is, and Venus is in Aries sign, which is ruled by Mars. So spiritual transformation can happen, deep love connection can happen, destiny shifts through relationships and creative and artistic depth. Powerful attraction energy, but you have to be careful. There can be some confusion in love, secret relationship can happen, trust issues can happen, obsession or intensity can build up, or imbalance in giving. So this is something you have to be a little careful about. But yes, your destiny is transforming, but it is happening through hidden emotional processes. So it is good for karmic clearing, deep transformation, spiritual growth, hidden blessings, intuition rises, but it brings about emotional stress and sudden changes and instability also. So some financial fluctuations, so you have to be careful about your finances and stress and your health also. So Hanuman Chalisa is the key. Worship Lord Shiva. It's the 8th house, healing energy. Donate red lentils for food and water-based rituals like Jalabheshek, or maybe walking barefoot on the grass also, or soaking your feet in the water and throwing it in the flushing it into the toilet. So you can do that also. Avoid overthinking, don't react emotionally, and do some kind of therapy, journaling or something that you like, healing energy. Avoid secrecy in relationship and maintain routine, and do some grounding exercises. This is not a light transit. I know it's the 8th house transit. So life is not taking anything away from you. It's changing you. So don't worry. What feels like a breakdown now is actually your transformation in progress, because it is going to be in your 9th house the upcoming month. So it is definitely going to be positive for you guys. Okay. So this shall also pass. Don't worry. Coming to the next one, that is Virgo. So the initial part, there is a presentation. So do hear it. What exactly is the mundane prediction and global prediction? That will help you. So for Virgo, this is really an important one, because it's in your 7th house. 7th house of relationship, marriage, business partnership, open enemies, public dynamics. And also it is ruling your 3rd house, your siblings, courage, effort, and also your 8th, that is sudden change, inheritance, deep emotional pressure. So 2nd to the 11th of May, Mars is going to be in your 7th house. So Mars in the 7th house is about marriage, partnership, business alliances, one-on-one relationships. So this is going to bring about some intensity, karmic themes, trust issues also, because it is the 8th lord after all. So partnerships become the battlefield, the classroom and the mirror. Okay, so you cannot stay neutral for too long with the 7th house transit. Relationships need action, hidden issues come up, attraction and irritation can rise together. People trigger you more directly. Your own suppressed frustration becomes visible through others. So this month where Virgo must ask, am I dealing with the other person or am I acting from my own unprocessed inner pressure? That's the real question, isn't it? So this transit is definitely important, for the spouse, business partner, clients, public dealing, contracts, how the world directly engages with you. Now Mars is trying to give you that courage and sharpness also. Depth and crisis energy as well, because it's the ruler of the 3rd and the 8th. So communication and partnerships becomes sharper. Truth wants to come out. Hidden tension becomes visible. Agreements may be tested. Attraction may intensify. Confrontation may also intensify. So this is not a passivity, I would say, but yeah, it is about clarity through interaction. So it's definitely about your business, about your relationship, about your clientele. So this is going to bring about public interactions also. Some visible contract signings, some business related negotiations will take place, but through self effort. It's not going to be that it is going to be without it's served on a platter. No, it is not going to be there. And it is also, that the career may move through client changes, maybe client changes, partnership deals, public positioning, negotiations, handling strong personalities, deeper restructuring of how you work with others. So what is the good thing about this transit? That it is going to give you boldness in decision making and business, courage in negotiations, which is really important, isn't it? Stronger presence in client facing roles, ability to confront what isn't working. Business partnership energy becomes active. Strategic power in dealing with others. Excellent for consultants, lawyers, healers, coaches, astrologers, service providers. This is especially good if you work, if your work depends on one-on-one clients or advisory roles or negotiations or contractual work or public trust. It's just that it can bring about conflict with your boss, partner, client, or impatience in meetings. Public disagreement also happens, no? So sometimes, the ego clashes can ruin the collaboration. So that is something you have to be careful about. Some legal business stress can be there, or feeling that people provoke you. Oh, I'm not doing this. Workplace relationship, drama can happen. So all these, it is not a sit quietly and hope things improve transit. It is deal with the partnership equation properly and it'll improve things. And as regards to your finances, it's a deeper financial pattern which is activating with the 7th house transit, 8th lot in the 7th house. So it could be because of your spouse or partner or joint finances that you gain, your financial growth happens. Client payments, if they were stuck, you get them. Business deals happen and settlement matters. Hidden financial tension coming into the limelight. And also it is good for business related gains, and contracts can bring money. Client work can improve. Spouse partner may become financially relevant. Strategic negotiation can help income. Hidden financial truths become visible, which can ultimately help. And money conflict with partner, you should not pick up that argument, or any kind of hidden dues or obligations, payments delays. This can lead to bad reputation also. And stress due to dependency or unequal exchange, emotional intensity tied to money. So money is not absent here, but money is interlinked with people this month. So this is not independent money flow, but the money through agreements, people, and joint karma. So what you have to do is basically, this is Mercury also forming a connection, so it is going to be bringing about your decision making becoming faster, sharper, and more reactive, more strategic, but also emotionally influenced by conflict, because it is looking at your first house also, no. And your decisions this month may come from instinct, your intuition, or pressure, or confrontation, or urgency. Oh, I have to sell the property because I need money, that kind of a thing. So the need to settle something, you will be making some quicker decisions. Okay. So courage to take decisions you were avoiding will happen. Strategic mind in relationship or business matters. Less people pleasing, ability to say enough. So avoid impulsive reactions and deciding in anger, harsh communication, assuming the worst, overanalyzing motive, and then reacting sharply, turning one disagreement into a permanent judgment. So I can advise you only one thing, that pause before speaking, and especially in one-on-one matters. I request you. As regards to education is concerned, it is definitely a very positive one, because it's a seventh house, so it is going to give you sharp concentration when serious. Excellent for research work, good for psychology, medicine, occult, law, analytics, technical work. Courage increases. Interviews, you need that courage, no, for interviews and competition, or debates, or oral exams. So this is going to give you that. Good for one-to-one guidance and mentoring also. Okay. It's just that there can be some distraction through relationships, that, or pressure from competition. That is something you have to be a little careful about. And attraction in relationship can bring about some issues regarding your focus, and pressure from others' progress also can be there. Oh, comparison comes in, oh, that person is doing so well and I'm not, that student, is better than me. So that is something you have to work on, and have disciplined effort, that is something which will help you. And take one-on-one guidance, focused communication, not for drama, comparison, getting mentally entangled in unnecessary peer issues. As regards to children, you have to be more patient with them, and less tolerant of irresponsibility, more direct in speech, and more protective about, also more controlling if stressed. Okay. So courage to take needed decisions for children, stronger involvement in their decisions, and ability to solve important issues. Don't be impatient, and don't overcorrect them also. Okay. So firmness without heat. So that is something you have to, don't lose temper on your kids. Try to be firm but not angry. Okay. As regards to property matters, real estate, etc., 8th house is hidden property, paperwork, legal, technical issues, matters involving spouse, partner in property, sudden decision, pressure, unresolved issues might surface. But it is good for property matters in case you have to make any bold decisions, purchase it, sell it. So this is a good month. This is a good transit from 2nd April to 11th May. And some hidden technical flaws may be discovered and corrected also. Good for research before buying, and spouse or partner driven property movement possible. So this way it is a good transit. But there can be some conflicts also in property decisions, or emotionally rushed decisions, or hidden liabilities. So that is something you have to be careful about. Okay, so review, inspect and correct, and legal documentation clarity which is required. Okay. So as regards to inheritance or shared resources or occult themes is concerned, so it's settlement themes, inheritance issues, joint account decisions, deeper emotional truths in marriage, tax, insurance, legal shared matters, occult or spiritual curiosity. And hidden truth becomes visible. That's a very good part about this, And also it can bring about some kind of changes, maybe through healing, through therapy, or through spiritual work. Excellent time for astrology, for tantra, psychology, deep study, inheritance matters. You will be able to settle them down. There can be some trust issues or fear-based reactions also because of the 8th house activation, suspicion, crisis mindset, over fixation on what may go wrong. So Depth is not always danger. Remember, sometimes it is simply truth becoming visible. As regards to your health, you have to take care of your health. Some deep issues or chronic issues can come up, or nervous drive because of the third house rulership. So anger, relationship stress, these can cause more worries and more problems, or sexual energy imbalance, or adrenal fatigue, or nervous irritation, or inflammation, or digestive tension due to mental conflict can happen. It's good for correct health, strong good health, you will get if you work on yourself. Good for therapy, surgery, targeted healing if required. Courage to address neglected issues. Physical energy can rise if directed properly. So what are the challenges that you can face? Stress related fatigue can be there. Reproductive or urinary tract sensitivity can be there. Headaches, suppressed frustration, disturbed peace because others are triggering you. So relationship can show up in the body. So pay attention to that. Now, there are phases that Mars is going to be in Purvabhadrapada, that is Jupiter's nakshatra, from 2nd to the 6th April. So this is an entry phase. So this is definitely a very positive time period for relationships, strong attraction, in case a conversation which was to be, done in business, etc. So this is good timing. Inner awareness that something must be dealt with. So this is good, when wisdom will be prevalent. Also, clarity begins and instinct about people becomes very sharp. Meaningful conversations, collaborations happen, and intuition helps. What is not good is emotional exaggeration, idealizing and demonizing the other person, and also reacting too quickly before facts are very clear. So awareness phase, actually this is. Then Mars will be in Uttarabhadrapada, that is Saturn's nakshatra, from 7th to the 23rd of April. Now here it is somewhat a harder phase because 5th and the 6th Lord nakshatra is getting triggered, and 8th Lord Mars, of course. So this is where you will this can create connection with communication, hidden tension, children, love, because it is the ruler of your 5th house also. Some work conflict can happen, competition, debt, emotional pressure can be felt. So partnership tension affecting work, love issue affecting confidence, work pressure affecting your relationship, children, romance issues becoming heavier, legal or practical obligations weighing on mind. So these are the downsides and downside of Mars in the 7th house. But what is good for you with the Saturn's nakshatra prevalent? Excellent discipline if used well, and strong ability to fight through pressure, strategic emotional control, productive crisis handling. You can be getting that serious relational or work issues, you can solve them. And also this is the time for maturity in decision making, not reactively. Okay, you will be maybe having that it's building up that volcano, but yeah, it is going to be definitely still mature decision making. So just avoid any kind of cold anger or relationship fatigue or mutual frustration or criticism or blame game. Emotionally you can feel heavy because of all these. So there is an intense pressure in marriage or business dynamics. This is karma test phase, so be careful. And of course 18th to the 22nd, this is where you have to be a little more careful. There can be tension in marriage, partnership, heavy discussions can happen, some contract pressure can be there, work related some spilling into relationship because there is a lot of pressure at the workplace, difficulty feeling emotionally relaxed, harsh realism. So that is something you have to be careful about. But yes, what is good about it, that courage under pressure, endurance in difficult relationship situations, ability to work through serious issues, practical realism, strong negotiation ability, building something stable after a hard conversation, ability to stop fantasy and face the truth. And what is not so good is emotional coldness in relationship, bitterness, passive aggression, and blocked anger and frustration without resolution. Relationship distance can be there. You're traveling, the partner is somewhere else, you're somewhere else. Public professional tension can be there. So this is not necessarily breakup time, but it is like, reality entering the room. Okay, and 20th to 22nd, especially Mars and Mercury will be together here. So the first lord and the 10th lord is going to be in the 7th house. So your mind, your body, your career, your communication, your decision. So this is definitely going to be good for sharp communication, powerful analysis, strategic decision making, excellent business mind, contract review power, courage to say what needs to be done. Very good for legal, consulting, writing, teaching, therapy, advisory work. This is a brilliant time if your mind is calm, actually, if you use it well. Don't be sarcastic, don't be sharp tongued or over analytical. There can be some nervous agitation, harsh speech in relationships. So, all that if you avoid in your messages, in your emails, and on one talks, I think you definitely will be better off. And you can solve something very brilliantly or worsen it with one sharp sentence. So, this is the fact. So, the third phase is Mars in Revati, that is 24th April to the 11th of May. Now, this is linked to Mars. So, Mars is, this is usually a phase where understanding improves, okay? And communication becomes more useful. Business, public matters can move. Decisions become clearer, and relationship issues may move from pure emotion to practical decisions. So, clarity, execution, tactical planning. See, it's a Mercury's nakshatra after all. So, excellent for negotiations, good for business deals. It's the 7th house activation. So, better problem solving and less emotional heaviness is there. So, what is not so good about it is mental restlessness can be there, too much of analysis, too much of criticism, and small risk of sharpness in speech, still, risk in sharpness of speech, So, this is an execution phase. It is going to be aspecting your 10th house, first house, second house also. So, when it is looking at your 10th house, so this is good for your public image, profession, visibility, and some kind of courage in making decisions in your professional front. Maybe you will go to your boss and say that I need this promotion or upgrade me. So leadership energy will be there, ability to push forward. But there can be some stress also at the workplace, reactive decisions will be made. And also communication issues in profession also can be there. So that is something you have to be careful about. It's looking at your first house. So good for courage, action, less passivity, stronger will, ability to stand for yourself. But there can be some irritability also in relationship in you, or some overreaction is there, inflammation is there. Take care of your headaches and health, and also becoming too sharp or critical. Then it is looking at your second house, Libra sign also. So financial motivation will increase, stronger money focus, courage to discuss values, better financial correction. What is not so good is harsh speech in family, money conflict, emotional eating, spending, value clashes. Okay. Also, Venus and Mars are forming a connection. Remember, till the 19th of April, Venus is going to be in your 8th house, Aries. And Pisces is where Venus exalts. Okay. So, Venus in the second house, Libra, 9th house, Taurus, and Mars in Pisces. So, it is forming a connection, because Mars is in Venus's exaltation sign. So, what's happening is this can become very important in marriage, in intimate relationship, partner finance, dynamics, attraction through emotional or karmic bonds, financial and romantic intensity. So, what is the positive thing which is happening with this connectivity? Powerful attraction happens, deep bonding in relationship, fate-linked relationship experiences, financial insight through partner. Your partner will guide you through where to invest, what to do. Emotional honesty, strong chemistry plus seriousness happens, and possibility of healing through relationship if both are matured enough. Okay. What is not so good about it is emotional confusion in love. You propose someone and that person refused. That can also happen. So intensity becoming overwhelming, or control issues or trust issues happen, or possessiveness can happen. So spending through emotional involvement and mixing attraction and pain. So Venus in Mars is sign, Mars in sign where Venus is also desire, intimacy, money, emotional truth becomes deeply interconnected. So courage in relationships, strong business negotiation ability, client or public interaction will get activated, strategic decision making will take place, emotional truth surfaces, hidden issues can be resolved, Deep transformation in marriage or public life. Better problem solving later in the transit. Career movement through direct interaction. Great for consultants, therapists, advisors, legal or contract roles. But it is not that good for marriage. Marriage tensions happen, arguments happen, emotional reactivity can be there, trust issues can be there, or legal or contract pressure is there. So over-analysis and suspicion should be avoided, and financial intensity through shared resources can happen as well. So speak after thinking, let difficult truths come out, but calmly, and document everything in business and legal matters, I would request you. Keep work and relationship conflicts separate. Use this transit for honest negotiation, review financial and shared obligations, allow transformation instead of resisting every uncomfortable truth. If relationship tension rises, ask what is actually happening beneath this. Okay, so avoid sarcastic communication, passive aggressive silence, emotional punishment, mixing intimacy, money, and ego carelessly. Okay, so Hanuman Chalisa is a very good remedy that I think everybody should read Hanuman Chalisa every day. And you should also, because 8th house is connected, so Shiva worship is very good. Offer milk or water to Shivlingam, of course, if at all you can. Pray for calm speech and wise decision, and donate red lentils on Tuesdays. Respect spouse or partner's space. Do not act from anger. If legal or financial tension exists, so keep prayer linked with action, not only pray. Okay. Also communicating through journaling, or maybe you want to speak something to someone, so it's better that you write. Okay. Write down and then see whether you have written correctly, whether you should convey it to others or not. Also, therapy or counseling if relationship tension is old and layered. Don't text in anger. Sleep properly. Lack of sleep worsens this transit, remember. Go for walks before difficult conversations. Don't combine emotional argument with money discussions in the same moment. Use structured mediation if needed in partnership. Put someone in between. There should be a mediator who can help you guys. Exercise to release stored Mars pressure. So this is not a quiet transit. This is a relational awakening transit. So 7th house is showing who provokes you, who truly matters, where your unresolved frustration lives, what truth your relationship or business dynamic have that you have been avoiding. So don't use intelligence over to avoid emotion, and don't use criticism to avoid vulnerability. So this is actually the transit which is bringing your hidden tension into direct human interaction, because 7th house is the other people. So this is where you finally be it can be seen, addressed, and transformed, whatever you have been running away from. So this month can either sharpen your relationship or expose where they are not balanced. For Libra, this is the transit happening in your 6th house, and Mars is also the ruler of your 2nd and your 7th, and it's about money, family, speech, accumulated wealth. And 7th house is about partnership, spouse, business dealings, etc., and it's the 6th house transit. So relationship, money, self-worth, they all get tested through conflict, work, and discipline. So this is a very karmic equation, and because 2nd house, 7th house, and 6th house forming a connection, that means money, values, relationship, and conflict, competition, and imbalance. So Libra natives might feel little inequality at work, or hidden resentment, unresolved issues. So what exactly is happening here? Your 6th house, which is the debt, dispute, imbalance, and effort. So where are you compromising too much, and where are you not standing up enough? This is the question that you will be asking. So as regards to your career, 6th house is about work, service, daily grind, and Mars is action and competition. So it's good for strong work ethics, ability to defeat competition, success in competitive environments, excellent for job seekers, problem solving ability increases, courage to handle workplace issues. You become more capable in different situations. Now, 6th house transit is considered to be good for Mars is ingress in a particular zone. So as per the Veda and Viprit Veda, if 6th house is good, if there is any planet in the 9th house, so this is called the Veda. That means Jupiter is causing the obstruction to this particular. So if you work out, so this means you sweat it out. So this Jupiter is going to, energy is going to balance out. This is a practical remedy I'm giving you. For Libras, you should work out any which ways because your 3rd and the 6th Lord is Jupiter. We should not enhance it. So this is going to balance it out, and work pressure will be there. Conflicts at work place can happen. Arguments with colleagues you have to avoid. There can be some office politics or stress due to workload. And this is a prove yourself phase. So it's that way good. It's not an easy work phase, but still, you will be in limelight also. If not now, maybe later when Mars moves into your 7th house. As regards to finances, it is a good time to earn through your hard work, and debt repayment is possible. And also financial discipline will improve. Practical money management will happen. Expenses might increase during this time. So money tied to obligations, disputes over money, financial tension can be there within the family also. Paisa aayega par mehnat aur zimmedari ke saath. So that is what is the key theme. Means you have to put effort and you will definitely earn. So it is directly proportional to your earning and hard work. As regards to your relationship, this is the most sensitive area because it's 12th from the 7th also. So this can create tension, imbalance, arguments, emotional distance in relationship. What is the best part about this is that issues will come into open in limelight. So there will be some opportunity to fix imbalance, in case you have been thinking of, doing something, already thinking of splitting away from the partner. So this might just give you that courage to speak truth, no, I don't want this anymore. So healthier boundaries will be there, ability to resolve long-standing problems, and you should avoid arguments, ego clashes, resentment, criticism, legal disputes if your, Mars is already weak in your chart. So separation tendencies can be there also if the chart supports. So where the relationship is not balanced, that will be exposed. Okay. Now, Libra seeks balance, and if they are not, they must seek balance. And Mars being the force, it's a Maraka also, 2nd and the 7th Lord. So conflict arises internally. Courage to decide, less indecision, practical thinking, ability to take action definitely is a perk, but impulsive decision making also is quite possible, and reacting out of frustration, or maybe there's some frustration building up inside. You might make some harsh judgments now. And my dear Libras, act without losing balance, please. That is the best part, that you can do that also. You are very good at balancing things also, Suppose you have a very good Venus also, so it is definitely going to enhance. So it's good for competitive success, discipline, focus, ability to fight challenges, taking care of your health, doing some kind of, maybe some kind of exercises, wherein, you are going to be sweating out. So this is definitely a good one for your diet or your health also. This is a good, you can fight challenges, any kind of challenges. It's just going to give you some stress or comparison or burnout. That is something you have to be careful about, but it's good for competitive exam, structured study. And this is a good transit for children also. Maybe, if they have been behaving in disciplined way. So now they are going to be more disciplined. Okay. And this is a very good time for, self-improvement also. So avoid any kind of criticism, self-criticism also, and impatience. And as regards to property, home, it's a good time to resolve the property disputes also. Mars exalts in your 4th house, by the way. So this is definitely a very positive time. You can resolve property matters, legal matters. Don't get into any kind of legal issue right now. And a very good morning to the ones who are tuning in live with me right now. And God bless you all. And family conflicts over assets can be there. So just take care of your verbal conflicts, and just don't pick up any kind of arguments during this time. Take it easy. And also any kind of inheritance issues, because this is the 9th house from the 2nd also. So you will get that clarity, in case you have been having any kind of lack of resolution. So now you will get that resolution also, and you'll be able to come out of the disputes. Just take care of your health, as I said, and definitely it is a positive time. You will get that motivation now, disciplined approach towards your health also, ability to fight any disease. You can have inflammation, stress, or digestive issues, fatigue, lifestyle imbalance. So just take care of all this and you're good to go. Don't worry about it. Now I've divided it into phases. 2nd to 6th April, Mars will be in Jupiter's nakshatra. So awareness of imbalance, and this is a realization phase actually, opportunity to correct yourself. And as it is, Jupiter is forming a Vedha. So you need to Vedha means obstruction, because in the 9th house, if there is a planet, 6th house transit is good, but there is a opposite energy also of Jupiter. So if you are thinking of taking care of other areas of life, like take care of your health, you take care of your diet and any kind of pressure, or if you can adopt a child and start teaching, this is going to be a balancing factor. Okay. And now phase 2 is when 7th to the 23rd April, Mars moves into Saturn's nakshatra. Now Saturn is a yoga karak graha, so this is definitely a very positive time, but it will test your relationship and workplace area, politics, etc. also. That is what. But this is definitely a much better transit, because Mars is conjunct Saturn, and Mars is also going to be forming a connection with Saturn's nakshatra also. So it's a win-win situation, if you ask me. So in case you have to make any kind of property related decisions, work related decisions, so this will be definitely a positive phase for you. Pressure might increase, because Saturn is the karaka for pressure. It's a significator for pressure. So you have to accept certain things. And 18 to 22nd, it's a critical window, because Mars, Saturn and Mercury will also be transiting here. So they'll be together at the same degrees, almost at the same degrees also. Somewhere around 13 degrees they'll be together. So arguments may peak and decisions may be requiring instant, there will be a pressure that, oh yeah, I have to make this decision, whether yes or no. So maybe you have to purchase a property or you have to rent a property. So you have to decide instantly. So there will be a lot of stress because of that. And it's a conflict phase actually, when all the three are together. And thankfully Saturn and Mercury do well for Libra natives. So it is definitely going to be a balancing factor. 24th April to 11th May is the third zone, when the third phase, when Mars enters Mercury's Revati nakshatra. So clarity returns, solutions emerge, resolution phase actually, you can travel, you can do some kind of documentation, luck is by your side basically, So also, this is going to be one of those phases when you might just reconcile with in your relationship also. So it's a very positive time that way. And it is looking at your 9th house also. So it's a balancing factor again. So action towards destiny and courage in beliefs. Conflict with mentors should be avoided during this time, especially, when it is the whole phase long, Mars is looking at your 9th house. So ideological clashes might be there. So just be in sync with your bosses and seniors and your co-workers during this phase, and is looking at your 12th house also. So spiritual growth happens, and there can be some sleep issues or maybe some expenditure rise, and which is keeping you awake. But yes, as I said, Saturn and Mercury will also be looking here. So this will be a de-stress period also. It will give you some relief. And as it is, it's looking at your first house. So this courage and strength definitely enhances and you are good to go. But aggression also increases. So don't make decisions in haste. Haste makes waste. So imbalance can be there. So this Libra may be more reactive during this time. So that is something you have to take care. Also, there is a connection, which nobody is talking about. But I do discuss all this because Venus is where Mars rules in Aries sign, and Mars is where Venus exalts. So what is happening here? 6th and the 7th houses are getting activated. So what will happen? Attraction will increase. Relationship energy will be active. Opportunity to fix imbalance and strong passion. So there can be challenges, also love versus conflict, attraction versus argument, and imbalance in giving. So service, as somebody wrote, also seva. So do for others, and avoid any kind of emotional confusion and making decisions based on your emotional mental setup. So that is something you have to be really confident on, the practical aspect. Love is active, but so is conflict, and your balance will decide the outcome. Okay, so strong work energy, competitive success, ability to resolve issues, improved discipline, courage in relationships is the key theme of this Mars in the 6th house transit. And of course, it's not good for conflicts. There can be health issues or stress related, worries related health issues, digestive issues can happen, blood related issues can happen, relationship tension can happen, and financial pressure will be there. So what you should be doing is Hanuman Chalisa to control this Mars energy. Venus's prayer, any kind of prayer will be good, Saraswati Vandana or Lakshmi Pujan, or offering even white color flowers to the mother, to the goddess. Donate food and red lentils on Fridays as well as Tuesdays, and maintain calm speech. And avoid arguments and manage stress and structured routine and health diet, and clear communication. Pick up a sports activity. That is definitely going to be a positive thing. This is not a comfort phase though, but this is a correction phase. So life is showing you where you are out of balance and where you need discipline and where you must stand up. So this is the month which will not disturb your peace, but it will show you where your peace was already disturbed and how you can balance it and how you can come out of it, because it was with Rahu earlier. Okay, so definitely a positive towards, I would say I'm more pious towards positive. Okay, coming to the next one, that is Scorpio. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Okay, so now coming to the Scorpio sign. For Scorpio natives, this is an important and overall positive but intense transit, because Mars is in your 5th house and it is the Lagna Lord. It's the Ascendant Lord and also your 6th Lord in the 5th house. So first house ruler in the 5th house, so competition, work, children, intelligence, creativity, romance, speculation, and past life punya. Creative, karmic, action-oriented transit, I would say. Okay. 2nd April to 11th of May, this is a foundation period for you guys, because it is about yourself, body, identity, willpower, work, enemies, competition, health, which is going to get correction. Okay. Now your intelligence, your creativity, emotional expression become action-driven now. Okay. So this is definitely making you more sharper, more expressive, more creative, more competitive, more emotionally intense. This is 12 places away from your 6, so you will definitely be getting better in your health also. 5th house transit is not considered to be that great. It is when 5th house transit happens, if there is a planet transiting the 11th house but there is none, so it would have been Viparit Veda, but that's okay now that it's not there, so we have to accept it also. Okay. Now, as regards to Mars in the 5th house, as per the classic text, it's not considered to be that good for a couple of things. It makes you pick up unnecessary quarrels with others, and there can be some illegal or unethical acts you will get drawn to. But do remember, this will be a modifying impact because there are Saturn and Mercury combination also happening here. So it also happens that it is 8th from the 10th, so your endeavors will get spoiled. Okay, and children may fall sick, or they can be wife's health, if she's on the conceiving or the on the delivery tenure. So this might just give her some trouble also. So you have to take care of all this, and desires grow, and your even enemies grow during this time. So this is as per the classical text. We have to read the classic text also. So what is happening? Your self and effort and competition is getting activated. So how do you express your power? Through creativity or through control? That is the key. Okay, so creative thinking will improve. You have to work on all these areas. It will improve for sure. Okay, and then strong decision making, leadership ideas, ability to take calculated risks, and problem solving ability will increase, and success in creative or strategic roles. And career benefits through intelligence, not just effort. there can be ego clashes with your bosses, seniors, co-workers. Maybe you're overconfident, and you make some impulsive decisions which backfire. So emotional reactions affecting your work can happen. So this is something you have to be careful about. There can be gains through smart decisions. Okay. Investment opportunities will increase, business ideas will be there, calculated risk success is there. But investments which are impulsive should be avoided. Speculation losses if emotional. Overconfidence should be avoided. पैसा बुद्धि से आएगा, impulse से नहीं. I hope you understand that. Means your money will not come with impulse. It will come because of using your brain. Okay. So impulsive investments should be avoided, and calculated risk success will be there. Okay. And also it is good for sharp intelligence, because fifth house is strong mind when there is this Mars there. So quick decisions, strong intuition, bold thinking, maybe mantra siddhi. You might just get into some sadhana mode also. Okay. And also, it is not good for ego-based decisions and emotional impulsiveness, taking risks without thinking. So control impulse, use strategy, and you're good to go. And as regards to student natives, it's going to be giving you strong focus, competitive success, sharp memory, analytical ability, interest in deep subjects, excellent for exams, research, technical learning. So enjoy. But there can be distraction through the emotions. Impatience can be there. It builds that also, Mars here. So what you want to pick and choose, it's up to you. It's good for children's progress. It's good for confidence and achievements possible. It's just that don't dominate them, or they might be dominating you. So that is something you have to keep a constant check on. In love relationship, this is definitely going to enhance your passion, your attraction, your romantic energy, emotional expression. This can also on the other side, it can increase your intensity, possessiveness, arguments, and ego clashes. So love becomes intense, not light. And definitely this is the time when you have to keep a constant check on the ex relationship also, that don't get carried away and it backfires. That is something you have to be careful about. Regards to your property, home matters, you will definitely get that clarity now, because Mars was with Rahu earlier. So lack of clarity, Rahu gives confusion, it gives. Now you will definitely be getting that clarity, and you'll be making some decisions. Emotional decisions should be avoided still. Okay. As regards to your inheritance and hidden themes, there's some legal resolution and clarity coming through, and maybe your legal battle or anything to do with inheritance will also get going. You're getting upset with someone and you're shouting and howling and you're being argumentative. It is not going to harm the other person. It is going to harm you first. So take care of all that. Whenever you're upset, just do the rubber band remedy that I always give. Wear a rubber band on your wrist and just pull and leave it, release it. And that will change your mind, change your heart, because it is the heart pulse also there. So it impacts that. So instantly you will come out of that. The shift of energy happens whenever you do the rubber band remedy. I always do that. And surely stress related issues will also be resolved. So you have to take care. Now there are phases that I've divided this video into. So 2nd to 6th April, Mars is going to be in the Jupiter's nakshatra. So creativity rises, optimism and ideas will flow. Creative spark phase will also enhance, and Jupiter is in the 8th house also, so good for research oriented mindset people. And phase 2 is 7th to the 23rd April, when Mars enters the nakshatra ruled by Saturn. Saturn is your 3rd and the 4th lord, so pressure increases, maybe PR, visa, etc. You have to do it instantly. But this is also a very disciplined phase. You need to be disciplined on your diet, on your home environment, and control phase basically. So 18th to 22nd, because Mercury and Saturn and Mars will be conjunct in your 5th house, so it can bring about emotional decision making, relationship tension, stress. So this will be a trying and testing phase. So be careful and be watchful with this children also. Also there is this phase 3, which is from the 24th to the 11th April to the 11th of May, when Mars enters Mercury's nakshatra. Now this is where the clarity returns, execution improves, and action phase. Okay. So it's definitely positive because it is the Lord of the 11th also. So fulfillment of desires, investments, they will pay you back. Some speculative gains coming your way. It is all through looking at your 8th house, so good for deep insight, but yes, it gives hidden fears and stress related troubles also. It's all through looking at your Virgo sign, your 11th house, so gains through networking. Good ideas you will get, creative ideas you will get, but there can be some conflicts in old friendships also. So that's something you have to work on. And then Mars is looking at your 12th house also. There's a Libra sign there. So this is a good transit for spiritual growth, but expenditures and emotional drains can be felt also. Now there's a Venus and the Mars connectivity, which rarely people talk about, that Venus exalts in the Pisces sign and Venus is in Aries sign where Mars rules, and Sun exalts also. So now this is the 5th and the 6th house connectivity. So passion and work, creative productivity will be there. Attraction in workplace can be there, and there can be somebody you are going to be proposed. Strong drive is there. It's just that it can also bring about old relationship conflicts also. Some emotional distraction is there, or imbalance between pleasure and duty is there. So your heart wants expression, but your responsibilities demand discipline. Okay, so overall, it's a Lagnesh activation. I would say it's a good transit for you. Creativity will rise, intelligence will sharpen, success in studies, romantic energy will be there, leadership thinking will be there, but not so good for ego, impulsiveness. If you make any decision in impulse or emotional intensity, then it is definitely going to backfire. And it can also lead to conflict in love, maybe some risk-taking mistakes, or maybe ex-relationship triggers. So this can create that kind of confusion and issues in or conflict in love also. So that is something you have to work on. Your Hanuman worship is the best remedy that I can prescribe for Scorpio. Any which way they should be worshipping Lord Hanuman. Mars discipline remedies, pick up a sports activity or meditation or brisk walk or whatever you like doing. You should be doing some kind of workout for sure. As it is Mars and Saturn, whenever they are together, it is said that if you work out or sweat it out, it is definitely very positive for you guys. So control impulsive decisions, avoid risky investments, and balance emotions, channel energy into creativity. So you are being given creative power during this time, but you must use it wisely. This month can create your success or expose your emotions and impatience. So you can definitely work on these areas and you're good to go. Okay. Coming to the next one, that is Sagittarius. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Okay, so for Sagittarius natives, this transit is happening over your 4th house, and being the ruler of your 5th house and also your 12th lord, is going to be transiting your 4th. So children, intelligence, creativity, romance, 5th house, 12th house, loss, withdrawal, foreign links, sleep, subconscious, 4th house, home, mother, emotional peace, property, inner stability. So home, heart, karma is going to get active in this transit. So from 2nd April to the 11th of May, this is what is the key theme, home environment, property matters, mother, emotional peace, private life, inner security, domestic shifts happen. So this will give you, that energy into 4th house or 5th and the 12th houses. So heart and home, children and emotional peace, romance and domestic life, creativity and private space, hidden stress and inner restlessness. So this is not only a home transit, but this is an emotional foundational transit, I would say. As it is, this is something, which activates the 4th house, means Mars doesn't do well in the 4th house because he debilitates in the Cancer sign, which is in the natural zodiac, the 4th house ruler. So when Mars is here, it is like giving you that emotional foundation more. But at the same time, Saturn and Mercury will also be here. So this is going to change the game altogether. Okay. So this will be activating your love, relationship. It will trigger your job in case you're jobless. Or maybe, there is some kind of inner peace that will be you'll be working on. You want to not have a superficial happiness now. So rebuild and redirected you will feel. Okay. So you cannot pretend everything is peaceful if it is not. Emotional pressure must be addressed. Home needs correction is required. Private life affects public performance. Your heart needs grounding and your inner world wants action, not avoidance. So this is that kind of a transit where Sagittarius people may feel more restless at home. Maybe, you don't want to be at home. Maybe you're working from home. You're emotionally charged, eager to change something in the environment. Maybe you're renovating your place and you are less outside than being at home more. So this is something which is going to make you irritable also. So less tolerant of domestic imbalance or more protective of your personal space. So Mars being the fifth lord too, your emotional life becomes much more active now. Is your inner house supporting your destiny or draining it? That's the question that you will be asking. Okay. Now, this is a very important transit for a couple of reasons, because you are carrying the energies of 4th, 5th and 12th houses. So your emotional base becomes activated now. Your private space becomes an active karmic zone. Your home may need action, repair, change. Again, people will say that it's a repetition, but in a flow, you tend to speak it again and again. But yes, your heart may feel more intense. Your creative energy may need a protected space. Suppressed emotions, emotional heat may rise. Okay. This is a very important month for asking, where do I feel safe? What is disturbing my peace? And also, why needs, what needs to change in my environment or emotional habits. Okay. As regards to your career, your 4th house will impact your 10th house. Always remember. So if you're mentally disturbed or if your moon is weak, so this will impact your peace at work also. Okay. So you have to be more strategic and more, work on your leadership skills, and there can be some background pressure also. Foreign or hidden work will be there, and of course emotional state, or private planning or home-based stress or support is definitely getting influenced, and it's influencing your career. So hidden preparation is required. Restlessness can bring in more desire to improve your life direction also, because there is a lot of pressure that you're experiencing. But it is good for powerful strategic thinking, good for working from home or planning behind the scenes, work or anything that you maybe there are some meetings lined up and you're working on it, or there's some project or there is some presentation that you're working with the maybe your board of directors. Okay, so good time for property linked matters, but maybe good for your hospitality, education, counseling, healing, home business, remote work, leadership through emotional intelligence, ability to work privately and build something substantial, strong intuition in professional decisions. But at the same time, it can give emotional disturbance, which can affect your focus. Family stress is spilling into career. Home environment is becoming distracting. Maybe that's why I said, you're renovating your place and you have to do so much, at the, workplace also. So you're, there's a renovation going on. How can you devote your time to your work? So this is going to cause some kind of stress also. Home environment is becoming distracting for this reason. Sudden mood-based decisions, frustration if you feel unsupported, difficulty in relaxing, and this is going to lower your performance at the workplace also. So this is not the best transit for public showmanship. I would say it is better for private planning, creative incubation, or preparing the next move, strengthening the emotional base before a bigger action when Mars transits through the Aries sign next month. Okay, so finances are definitely going to be better for you. Some home expenditures might increase, property repairs, relocation, or interiors, or maybe some family spending happens, or children related spending also, or maybe you're starting a new course, you're studying something extra, so something on the side kick, so you're going to be spending on that also. So emotional spending for comfort. So good for intelligent planning regarding property or domestic assets. It's a good time. You can invest in home, home, education, healing, comfort, and family priorities. Creative business ideas connected to private space can generate future gain. Useful for family budget correction, hidden financial truth becomes clearer, but impulsive spending for home comfort should be avoided. Okay, emotional purchases also. Maybe, sometimes we feel down and out and we go for shopping on a shopping spree. So that is something you have to work on. Repairs, vehicle, rent, or domestic obligations is increasing for you. So it can give you some kind of restlessness for that also. Loss of money due to carelessness or hidden leakage. You don't even remember, oh, I have some bills to pay, and something just comes up. So that can bring about some irritability also, or some kind of emotional state which is like, giving you that kind of stress also. So yes, money can be spent more this month, but spend to stabilize, not to escape, please. Okay, something that is necessary, you can't help it, you have to spend. Okay, so this is important because Sagittarius usually like bigger vision, freedom, and hope. Okay, so Mars in the 4th house makes decisions feel more emotional, personal, and immediate. So now your choices may come from, I need peace, I need change, I'm tired of this emotional pattern, I need to move, I need to improve, I need to protect. So this is good for strong intuition, decisive action regarding home and emotional matters, courage to address family truths, better instinct about who or what disturbs your peace. You're going to be working on that. Emotionally intelligent action if conscious. But not so good side is that impulsive decisions from emotional irritation if you make. So that is going to backfire, of course. Home or property decision taken too fast. So that's something you should avoid for sure. Reacting instead of responding, wanting quick emotional relief instead of long-term solution. So these are, so you must remember, not every discomfort needs immediate action. Some discomfort needs honest understanding first. Okay. So this is what. So as regards to education for students, this is definitely a very good transit for you. So it will give you that concentration, study environment, mental base, home study space, ability to sit and work deeply, exam preparation from home or private environments, good for improved concentration if environment is stable, and excellent for those studying from home, strong internal motivation. Maybe you're preparing for a competitive exam. So definitely it is good for creative and technical or competitive subjects, and you can prepare deeply and privately. So stronger memory through intensity. Just take care of your focus, attention. This can be disturbed because of your emotional front, because there is some family tension which is affecting your concentration. So there can be some restlessness, mental fatigue if sleep is poor, and difficulty settling the mind. So this transit is where your environment becomes part of your academic result. Okay, so that is something you need to work on also. Keep your relationship cordial with your family members also. Keep home energy calm and avoid emotional drama, and maintain sleep also, because Mars is your 12th lord also. As regards to children and progeny for Sagittarius, this can bring more improvement with children, stronger emotional response around their progress, and protective instincts and concern about their environment, studies, comfort or future. So desire to guide, correct, support, and sometimes control. So children can become more active and competitive during this time, useful time for taking decisions for their growth, and also some kind of bonding will be built also, good for creative development and performance. Don't be impatient with your children, and emotional projection, or maybe there is some tension in the family or at the workplace, you're projecting it on your children or you're pressurizing them. So that is something you have to be careful about. So don't pick up any kind of argument if the child is very sensitive or very stubborn. So parental stress becomes too visible. That is something you should be support without controlling. That is something I can guide you through. Okay, so this is what in relationship I would say this is definitely very interesting, because it is going to bring about emotional closeness, private love, home-based bonding, and also hidden feelings will surface. So this is the time, not a flirty transit I would say. It is more like, does this love feel like home or not? So emotional intimacy will deepen, and strong private bonding and romance connected to comfort, emotional truth, and vulnerability. Okay, good for spending quality time in a meaningful setting, and heart opens when environment feels safe. So don't be possessive during this time. Don't be possessive or moody, or just wanting that reassurance again and again, and dragging family or home stress into romance, or impatience if emotional needs are unmet. So love becomes more personal and sensitive this month. Okay, so if you're single, so this can bring about attraction also, or maybe it can happen through familiar circles, neighborhood, family linkage, or maybe emotional spaces, or someone who feels instantly safe with you. But emotional depth will matter more than outer excitement. So if you're committed, this is a good month to improve emotional intimacy, but not through pressure. Okay, as regards to your property, home, real estate matters, this is definitely going to bring about some changes, repairs, renovation, property discussions, vehicles, domestic action, emotional restlessness in living environment. It is definitely good for repairs and corrections in the house, and some stagnant property matters will be tackled also. Courage to take decisions around house or home. I want to some good technical work, renovation, clearing clutter, making space more functional. It can help more more of long delayed home decisions working now. So this is something which is positive. Just don't pick up any kind of family disputes regarding property right now. Emotional decision making also, anger in domestic space, or vehicle or home repair issues, if you are facing too much, so it's better that you lie low and don't get into that stress. Okay, so this is not a peacefully enjoy home transit, but it is something which you do about your home. So that is something which is home wants action, but act practically, not emotionally, it says. Okay, so in case you have any ancestral patterns or emotional memories, or anything to do with your healing, emotional deep healing, this is a very good time period. So inner release is required, and insight through solitude and reflection is required. There can be suppressed anger, emotional exhaustion also, or carrying family pain internally. So don't escape. Okay, just accept it. Okay, I have to go through this. Overreacting because something old got triggered, that's not right. So healing the private past, not just managing the present. Okay, as regards to your health, you can have stress at home, or chest related, or emotional tightness, or inflammation from suppressed anger. Digestive issues can happen, restlessness can happen, blood pressure type activation in sensitive charts. If you have any bad position of the other planets in your natal chart also, it can activate. So you should actually motivate yourself. Yes, I need to improve my health through discipline. Strong energy if channeled into movement, excellent for home based exercise, yoga, stretching, physical reset, connecting with the nature because it's Pisces sign, good for working on emotional healing physically. So all these are definitely very good points about it. Burnout if you keep carrying everything alone, so just be careful about these. So this transit will teach you that the body hears what the heart is not saying. Okay, so this is very important for Sagittarius here. Now there are different phases that I have divided this video especially into 3 parts. Mars will be in Purvabhadrapada, Jupiter's nakshatra from 2nd April to the 6th April, though it is from the 20th of March, it is there. But yes, this is a entry phase. So this is like, going to be giving you sudden awareness of emotional dissatisfaction. You feel like that, or strong need to fix something at home, and family or home tension beginning to surface. Creative restlessness can be there, but it is going to give you strong intuition also, clarity also. So it, as this is linked with the Lagnesh, the ascendant lord, Jupiter, so inner realization that something needs to shift will come in. So strong intuition, clarity about what is disturbing peace, vision for what needs to improve, meaningful emotional insight. So emotional exaggeration should be avoided, and idealism without practical action should be avoided. So this is an awareness phase. Then Mars moves into Uttarabhadrapada, that's the second phase, 7th April to the 23rd April. Now this is Saturn linked phase. Now this can be little heavy on finances, heavy on communication, because it is your efforts, your communication, siblings, initiative, and second house, money, family, speech, values. So it is going to be in the nakshatra ruled by Shani. So this connects children, heart, hidden stress, money, family, communication, courage, private life. So you can feel like home stress affecting money. Family conversations can become heavy. Communication becoming more serious. Children, love, concern affecting peace. because it's your fifth lord and your second and the third lord getting connected also. So hidden stress making your speech sharper. Emotional pressure increasing responsibility. So what is the best part about this transit? Emotional endurance will be there. You will make some corrections, practical corrections. Ability to work through difficult home family matters. Strong focus for serious decisions. Better discipline in domestic planning. Courage to face hard truths. But it can give you domestic heaviness also, or family tension also. You feel burdened, you feel, oh, what am I doing? Suppressed frustration will be there. So this is a karma test phase. Okay. Now Mars and Saturn will be at the exact degrees around 18 to the 21st. So especially on the 20th of April. So now this is the time period when you will feel the home pressure even more. You have to be far away from the the conflicts or maybe arguments. Avoid. And also there can be some kind of serious domestic decisions that you have to make. So burden connected to mother, property, peace during this time can make you emotionally heavy. But yes, with Mars Saturn combination, strong endurance also is the key, will come as a perk. Ability to do hard work, home related work, courage in difficult property or emotional matters, serious grounding, building a real emotional structure, excellent for taking practical action where avoidance was there, you were avoiding something. So that is something which Saturn and Mars combination will give you, that if emotional suppression happens, arguments rooted in deeper pain. Maybe something happened, it is a pressure cooker transit. Something happened and now it's a volcanic eruption that happens. Okay. It is not a destructive transit, but something which was building up, from a long time may just trigger now. But Mars and Mercury will also be together, no? So 20th of April to 22nd. Now this is the combination of Mars, which is the 7th and the 10th house ruler. So this will definitely affect your marriage, one-on-one communication, business dealings, career decisions, public interaction, practical thought under pressure. So this becomes emotional intelligence under pressure, relationship communication under heat, because it's your seventh lord also. Work and home entangling mentally and strong but restless thinking. But there is a sharp strategy, that mind is towards that planning also. That's the best part about this Mars and Mercury combination. It's good for decision making and also making in if you're calm. If you decision making only if you're calm. So some useful paperwork, communication, any kind of confusion that you were having, that is also going to get clarified and clear. So good for students, writers, advisors, consultants, and avoid overthinking though, and nervous restlessness during this time, and arguments with your spouse and family and your bosses and seniors also, and saying something sharp that affects the peace of yours and others also. Don't let temporary irritation become permanent damage. So make sure. Mars is going to be the third phases. Mars is going to be transiting Revati nakshatra, Mercury's nakshatra, from the 24th April till the 11th of May. Now it's going to be in Gandanta zone also from the 10th to the 12th of May. So this is directly, it is going to be connecting with relationship, communication, business, public agreement, work planning, practical movement, action with clarity, next step decisions. So Revati nakshatra is the nakshatra of passage. It's ending actually, So there is a transition, completing of a cycle. So anything that was lying pending will now be completed. Movement in home decisions, relationship conversations, becoming more practical, career home balance improving, and travel or transport matters linked to domestic life. So clarity will improve for sure. Clarity improves, communication becomes more useful, home or work planning becomes more practical, contracts and public dealings can improve. Also, you will be making some important decisions regards to your investments also during this time. But you have to plan everything, not that you just, due to mental restlessness, you just switch off your mind and you just get into this mode of emotions. That is something you have to avoid. So this is the execution and transition phase. Now here it is going to be aspecting all through your 7th house, your 10th house, and also your 11th house. That is Gemini, Virgo, and your Libra sign in the 11th house. So this is huge actually. This affects spouse, partnership, contracts, public dealing, business, alliance, love dynamic if committed. So courage to deal with relationship truth, because it's the 7th house activation. So honest conversations should be done, and business collaborations and direct dealing quite likely. Not so good side is that don't pick up any kind of argument. You can be impatient, in relationship. And there can be some ego clashes also. Stress spilling into marriage. So that is something you have to work on. And 10th house is your Virgo sign. So this is where, action in career happens. Strong problem solving. Good for taking practical work decisions. Better output if emotional based stabilizes. Strong initiative. There can be stress levels also which can increase at the workplace. So career affected by home tension. Maybe, something happened in your at your home. So this you will be bringing at your workplace also. Overworking without peace. So career is definitely linked to this transit, and it is looking at your 11th house also, house of gains, networks, audience, future plans, social circles. So strong motivation for gains will be there because Mars is looking at your 11th house also. So future planning, active social or career network and productivity can lead to gain. But it can also bring about conflicts in circles. Maybe you were in a relationship and then you break up, or maybe you can have social frustration also, overstretching yourself for ambitions. So this transit indirectly activates your future planning too. So be watchful. It is definitely up to you how you handle the situation. I can simply just tell you that this is going to happen. It will vary from person to person depending on your personal chart. Now, Venus is forming a connection with Mars. Venus is where Mars rules, and Mars is where Venus exalts. So the 5th house theme and the 4th house theme is also getting triggered up. So strong romantic magnetism, maybe love relationship deepens and creative work can flourish in a private or protective environment, and emotional warmth through children, romance, home. Gains can come through creative efforts also. Domestic life can become more beautiful if handled consciously. Okay, heart and home can support each other. It's just that you have to be careful about the old ex relationship which can fall prey. You can fall prey to emotional confusion in love, attraction interfering with practical balance, or pleasure versus responsibility conflict also happens. Spending on comfort, love, children too much, and mood driven relationship, or maybe just physical relationship. So it can bring about some inner unrest also. Okay, so Venus in Mars's sign and Mars in sign where Venus exalts. So creativity, love, desire, home, emotional peace becomes deeply interconnected this month. So this is very good signature for you guys. And the good part of this transit, the whole transit, if we talk about, is emotional clarity comes towards the end. You will feel stronger in creative flow and children related action and direction, romantic depth, useful for private planning also, intuitive decision making, career benefits if emotional base is stabilized. Just that you have to manage the domestic restlessness and domestic unrest and emotional impatience also. Home stress can affect your career, so be watchful of that. Sleep is very essential. Expenses you must keep a constant check on. It should not be that it destabilizes things. So rest properly, fix what is bothering you, and address domestic tensions calmly. Okay, and protect your study and workspace if you're working from home. Okay, so you should not carry irritation into your conversation, impulsive property or relocation decisions, and also ignore sleep, rest, and emotional exhaustion. This you should not be doing. So take care of your rest first. Okay, you need to be more rewards. This transit will reward grounded action, not emotional flooding. Okay, so Hanuman Chalisa for sure you people can recite, because being the ruler of your 5th house, you should be reciting. It's a mantra sadhana siddhi. So Shiva worship, of course, is also offer water to Shiva if it resonates with you. Light a diya in the south direction for home, peace, and grounding. And do charity connected to food, shelter, or emotional support if possible. Pray for peace in the house, home, not just success outside, and keep your home spiritually and physically clean, and declutter your house, in fact, and create one calm corner for yourself during this time, especially where you don't argue, or when you are emotionally charged. So sit in that zone, activate it. So improve sleep hygiene and take walks to release built up emotional heat also. Journal, that's something which I always tell everyone, journaling is when planets are in the Pisces sign also. So one must journal, and family boundaries with kindness, and physical movement plus emotional honesty. That is something which are the remedies. So this is not a home transit, I would say it is a foundation transit. So Mars in the fourth house is asking, is your peace real? Is your home supportive? Is your emotional life aligned with your future? Are you nourishing your heart or only chasing outcomes? So you cannot build a strong future on restless foundation, no? So you have to be very strong internally. So correct your base, strengthen your emotional center, and protect your peace, and turn your private world into a source of power. So this month is not just changing your home, it is changing the emotional foundation from which you live your life. Okay, so I hope this helps. Coming to the next one, that is Capricorn. I'll just drink some water. Alright, so for Capricorn natives, this transit of Mars exalts in the first house, by the way. Now Mars rules your 4th house and your 11th house, and is transiting your 3rd house. So home, property, emotional base, gains, networks, 3rd house, effort, courage, communication, initiative, skills, action, movement, communication, execution, transit. Okay, 2nd April to the 11th of May, Mars is going to be transiting your 3rd house. So effort becomes the bridge between your ambitions and your emotional stability. So this is definitely linked with how much effort are you willing to put for what you really want. Okay, so stop waiting, start doing. This is that kind of a transit. So as regards to your career, definitely you are going to be taking some strong initiatives, bold steps, courage to take risks, and some new projects begin. There can be some kind of travels, or traveling might increase for you guys, new projects. For new projects, networking will improve, and self-driven success comes your way. Business expansion through effort, marketing, media, writing, speaking, all these will improve. So this is a self-made progress phase for you guys. But you can be overworking now, and it can lead to impatience and conflict with your colleagues and siblings also. Some scattered energies and efforts. Too many things you started, not finished. So this is that kind of a transit where you have to channelize your energies really well. This is not luck-based success, it is effort-based success. So as regards to your finances, it is definitely income through your effort, gains through networking, business expansion, freelancing, side income, but inconsistent income also is evident with this transit. So impulsive financial decisions should be avoided, and spending on short-term desires. Paisa aayega, but only if you put effort. Means आप जितना हार्डवर्क करेंगे, एफर्ट डालेंगे, उतना पैसा आएगा. इट्स लाइक दैट. सो मोर द एफर्ट, द बेटर द फाइनेंसेस. ओके, सो इट्स गुड फॉर करेज, bold thinking, execution ability, confidence, but it can also give you overconfidence. So that is something which you have to pick and choose. I think I can do this, yes, I can try doing this. So there's a difference. Confidence and overconfidence, lack of patience, reacting too quickly, impulsiveness, that is something you have to set a balance speed with strategy. Okay. Excuse me. For student natives, it is a very strong effort transit. Focus will improve, and communication skills improve. Competitive exams are good, but it is not good for distraction and impatience. It can make you very distracted also. So you have to put the right kind of effort and right kind of energy and stay focused. So active engagement is required, for as regards to your children, also as regards to students. Don't be impatient. Okay, as regards to your relationship, communication will improve and courage to express will be there, and you might just propose that person you have been thinking of proposing from a long time with this transit, or maybe your neighbor also, if you have that inclination to. Just avoid any kind of arguments or harsh tone or ego clashes. Words matter this month because it's the third house transit. As regards to your property related matters, maybe renovation, relocation, planning can be done. This is 12th house from the 4th house, so you might just be relocating, or you might just sell your property also, and it can also lead to family conflict also, so you need to be patient in the home matters. Okay, and as regards to your inheritance and all also, you need to be very careful about your don't get into any kind of legal battles during this time. Okay, so it is less dominant though. And health wise, third house is about stamina, so energy increases, workouts, physical activity will increase, but don't get into the stress mode. If there's a lot of stress, then it can lead to burnout also. So, or burnout is equals to stress, or stress is equals to burnout. So this is something you need to work on. Now, there are different phases that have divided this whole transit. 2nd to the 6th April, Mars is going to be in Jupiter's nakshatra. So this is going to enhance your ideas, your optimism, your initiation phase actually. From 7th to the 23rd, it is Saturn's nakshatra. Mars is going to be transiting. So this is going to be bringing about a lot of pressure, work phase, or it can bring about lot of discipline in your whatever you're doing. So the critical window that I'm giving you is 18 to 22nd, when Mars and Saturn will be closely conjunct, and they are going to be at war also. So communication gap or issues can happen, decision making can backfire, or you may make wrong decisions and choices. You're working under pressure, lot of workload, or maybe because of your communication you actually did something wrong, and it just spoil the relationship with your people in and around you. Phase 3 is 24th April to the 11th of May, which is like definitely very positive, because Mars is going to be in Mercury's nakshatra, Revati, which is your Bhagya Lord also. So there will be clarity, there will be execution. So this is a result phase. Maybe investments will pay back, or something to do with your property matters, investments, communication. It is going to improve now. And Mars is all through going to be aspecting your 6th house, Gemini sign. It is going to be defeating the enemies, and it is good for your health. Anything to do with your disease or debts or loans, you are definitely in a good space. But stress level, you have to keep a constant check on. It is looking at your 9th house, that is Virgo sign. So action towards destiny. There can be some conflicts with your mentors, gurus, teachers, father's health suffers. So all that you have to take care. And it is looking at your 10th house, which is definitely very positive, the Libra sign. So career growth happens. You might just meet influential people during this time. And it can also upgrade your stress also at work. So just be careful. I'm sure new job coming your way, or changes or promotion also can be seen with this Mars looking at your 10th house. Now there's a connection with Venus also. Why? Because Venus is in Aries sign ruled by Mars, and Mars is where Venus exalts in the Pisces sign. So 3rd and the 4th connectivity is there. So there will be home improvement, creative ideas, emotional expression. But you can make some emotional decisions also. Family arguments can happen. So your efforts are shaping both your home and your inner peace. That is something you need to work on. And it's a very good time for strong initiative, gains through efforts, communication will improve, courage increases, career movement happens. But conflicts also increase. So you need to stay focused and don't have scattered thought process. I'm sure you're good to go. Hanuman Chalisa is the key. Be more disciplined. Focus on one goal. Avoid impulsiveness. Manage communication well. So this is not a waiting phase. This is a doing phase actually. This month will not give you results. It will give you the chance to create them. Okay. So this is what is the key theme of Capricorn natives. Okay. Coming to the next one, that is Aquarius. All right. So for Aquarius natives, this transit of Mars is going to be in your 2nd house. Mars rules your 3rd house. Mars rules your 10th house also. So effort, communication, courage, career, karma, profession, 2nd house, money, speech, family, values, accumulated wealth. So money, speech, career, karma is getting active. 2nd April to the 11th of May, this transit happens. So you definitely are going to be, your speech, money, values are being shaped by your effort and your karma. Okay, so how are you using your words, your action to build your wealth and your reputation is the question now. So what's actually happening here is that this month is about earning through effort, speaking with impact, redefining values, handling family dynamics, and building or breaking financial stability through action. So as regards to your career, definitely income will increase through work. So it is directly proportional to your effort. Strong action in career, some projects coming through, leadership through communication, ability to influence others through speech, business expansion through personal effort, entrepreneurial push. So career converts into money and recognition, because it is in trine to the 10th also. So pressure to perform will be definitely, might bog you down. Oh, there is too much to handle. Conflicts at workplace can happen. Reputation risk due to speech. Harsh communication affecting your career. One word statement can impact career. So that is something you need to be careful about. Income growth is evident and earning through effort, of course. New income sources might just start. Financial action and movement can happen. Courage to take financial decisions also. Don't get into the impulsive spending or to show others that you have so much, So financial instability, if controlled, controlled well, it will definitely not be there. But yeah, if you're not able to control your financial instability, then it definitely is going to enhance. Arguments over money, aggressive financial decisions should be avoided. And paisa aayega, but discipline is required. But niyam is required. So that means money is when you are in good discipline. Okay. So decisive, confident, action-oriented, value-based decisions, second house, but aggressive, ego-driven and impulsive decision-making also, because second house is getting activated with Mars and Saturn also. So think before speaking and spending. Okay. So powerful communication, strong influence, leadership through speech, persuasive ability, but arguments, bluntness, and hurting others unknowingly can also happen. So build or break everything this month. It's up to you through your speech and your words. So take responsibility, solve the issues rather than getting into ego clashes and tensions in your family matters. Okay. For education, for students, definitely determination is there, focus is there, but it is also making you very frustrated and impatient also. So you need to calm down, focus on swastika, 1 dot, make a swastik, red swastik, and 4 dots. Just focus on one of the dots and you will see that your focus improves. So relationship wise, it is good, but it is 8th from your 7th house. So this can bring about health issues to your partner. And it can also lead to some arguments also. So you need to take care of your relationship, and in case you have to make any kind of decisions related to your property matters, because Mars is the Bhu Karaka also, so it can bring about some inheritance and definitely some clarity also. So you might just sell off your property or come out of the dispute that you have been having till now. Health wise, it's a good energy. Just take care of your face, throat, stress, and eat right, because it's the mouth region where Mars is. So you might just eat heaty and maybe some oily foods more. So that is something you need to work on. Now I've divided it into different phases. 2nd to the 6th April, Mars is going to be in Jupiter's zone. So financial ideas, planning phase, because it is in Jupiter's nakshatra, and Jupiter is your 11th lord and the 2nd lord. So financially you will be really working through this transit and you will be using it well. But 7th to the 23rd April, there can be pressure which is building on. And if you are not disciplined, so this might just be a reality check phase. You might have to take care of the travels, foreign links, or maybe yourself, your health, when Mars is going to be from 7th to the 23rd April in Saturn's nakshatra. So 18 to 22nd especially, they'll be together also, conjunct at almost the same degree. So financial stress, speech issues can happen. Now the third phase is when Mars enters Mercury's nakshatra, that is Revati. So that is the last nakshatra. So it is the ending time. So clarity comes in and communication will improve. So this is an execution phase, okay? And Mars aspects your, Gemini sign, your fifth house. So this is good for creativity, but it can give ego clashes also. It is looking at your eighth house from the second. So this is good for transformation, PhD, research. You will definitely be action oriented, but you can be self critical also. It can bring about some stress levels also. It's looking at your Libra sign, which is your ninth house. So this is where, your action towards destiny triggers. There can be conflicts with your own people, so that is something you have to take care. And otherwise it's good for travels, good for higher studies, and connecting with your partner also. Maybe you're living separately, now you might just meet your partner. Venus is in the sign ruled by Mars, and Mars is where Venus exalts. So second and the third house are forming a connection here. So communication will improve, persuasive power, creativity, but impulsive speech also. Your words are your wealth this month. Use them wisely. So financial growth is evident, career progress is there, strong communication, decisive action, but also harsh speech, arguments, and impulsive spendings is also visible. So recite Hanuman Chalisa daily and control speech, and think before you speak, and manage your finances really well. Stay calm and go for fixed deposits rather than going in for major, bigger investments. Okay, so you can build wealth or damage it through your own actions. This month, your words will decide your worth. Okay, coming to the last sign, that is Pisces. All right. For Pisces natives, this transit is over your first house, being the ruler of the second and the ninth. So it's a very positive transit for you guys, because it is going to give you that confidence, personality, direction, decisions, reputation, life path. So this is about self, money, self, speech, self, destiny, because ninth house, self and action, and self and blessing through courage. So this is a major identity activation transit for you. You're becoming more forceful, more visible, more decisive, but you must learn how to direct that fire wisely. Okay, so Pisces Mars says enough drifting, enough postponing, enough soft cushioning, and now act, now decide, now move. And Mars is in the water sign also, so it is definitely a sensitive sign. So it can make you strong and emotional, bold and moody, decisive but reactive, intuitive but impatient also. So you can, can you act with clarity, not just emotion, is the question that Mars here is asking. So what is actually happening here? Actions becoming karmic. Words become more powerful. Money choices reflect your identity. Destiny starts responding to your courage, and personal will increases. Outer movements begin. So this is one of those transits where your life direction becomes very visible through your own behavior. Okay, as regards to your career is concerned, so this is going to give you more confidence, and good speech, and your personal presentation, your willingness to take action, your ability to set up. So huge confidence boost and courage to take bold decisions will be definitely enhanced, and visibility will increase, leadership energy rises, and destiny may start opening doors when you act. So strong time for entrepreneurs, consultants, teachers, spiritual guides, advisors, creators, personal brand work. So good for setting direction and starting something, taking command. Okay, so this is an excellent time for the ones who want to relaunch. I want to restart studying, now. I paused and now I want to start again. So this is that kind of a time. A new professional identity, strong presence, more courage in career and business. So there are some challenges also, of course, not just that everything is a good thing about this, but yeah, there can be ego clashes, or maybe you're overconfident and you're making decisions under that. Emotional decision making, speaking too directly and creating friction, lack of rest is causing bad judgment also. So this is not a quiet career transit, it is self-propelled career transit. You must move, but not recklessly. As regards to your finances is concerned, so definitely Mars is your second lord. So this is going to be giving you those earnings, secure yourself, defining your value, strong money motivation, ability to take financial action, and courage to price your worth properly. Also, better initiative around savings and homes. Maybe you will be making some important decisions now. So, family financial matters can improve, good for self made wealth through effort and visibility, also. Uh, so, impulsive spending should be avoided, and emotional money decisions should be avoided. I suggest harsh speech should not be used against your family members, please. Anxiety around self worth, proving value through appearance or spending, frustration if expected financial results don't come fast. Okay, so this month asks, are you building value or just reacting to insecurity? Okay, so this is the time when courage, decisiveness, action, reduce passivity, and willingness to confront happens. Okay, so I think it is good. I just know this is my direction. I cannot delay anymore. Something in me is moving now, and confidence is there, and less procrastination happens, excellent instinct, and stronger sense of life direction. So ability to act on faith and purpose, courage to leave stale patterns. So avoid reacting emotionally, deciding in anger or impatience, not listening to the wise counsel, and forcing movements before all facts are clear. So being too blunt also are the negatives. So act, but act after one pause. Okay. As regards to education, students, this is definitely going to be giving you that motivation and stronger competitive spirit, more confidence, more courage in exams or presentations, better drive to perform, and also good for oral exams, interviews, competitive tests, higher studies, law, philosophy, technical subjects, and spiritual and research oriented subject studies also. So ambition rises. One sec. Memory can sharpen with effort, confidence improves, discipline becomes easier if routine is maintained, and good for taking initiative in studies. So don't be impatient and don't be overexcited also, oh, I know everything, I know it all. So it can lead to scattered work and scattered thought process also. So stay focused and stay consistent. Serious students who want to move from confusion into action, so this transit is definitely favorable for you. And the ones who are waiting for the guidance, so this is definitely going to give you, if your children need guidance, maybe you're becoming too protective about your kids, taking bigger action and decisions about this education for future also. So strong leadership as a parent and ability to take important steps for children and more involvement in their education is also there. So just encourage them, inspire them, rather than pulling them down, and don't be too sharp in your speech with them. Guide with strength, not heat. Okay. As regards to your love relationship is concerned, this makes you more magnetic, more noticeable, more passionate, more willing to express desire, and more direct than usual. And it is also the ruler of your ninth house, so fate like, meaningful, aligned with belief and emotional truth, meant to change something inside me types. Okay. So definitely it will enhance your attraction towards others, and also courage to initiate, and stronger chemistry, relationship movement possible, and personal charm becomes more active and bold. Don't be impatient in love, emotional intense in love, and self-focus overshadowing listening. So you have to listen to the other person also. If you're single, attraction is possible, especially because your aura becomes stronger. But choose with clarity only, not only chemistry. Okay. So if you're committed in relationships, or maybe you're married, or you're in a committed relationship, live-in relationship, so relationship can become more active and passionate, but your tone and impatience will matter a lot. This is not a dull love transit, but it needs maturity and sensibility. If you're thinking of purchasing any property, or so courage to act on home matters will be there. Movement in property related thinking, repair, correction, and practical home decisions are possible. Good for starting domestic improvements. If relocation is already under discussion, momentum rises. But there can be some restlessness on the home front also, because Mars is looking at your fourth house. So emotional impatience with family members, property decisions taken too fast, or maybe stress in the home affecting mind. So this is good for practical correction, movement, cleaning up unresolved home matters. Not ideal for emotionally rushed property commitments. So before reading the documents, reread them and take the help of the right person, or some adult in your house also, an older person. And inheritance and hidden matters, of course, is because you have a 8th house Libra also, and Mars is looking here as well. So this is going to improve your deep emotional truth coming out in the limelight, crisis management, vulnerability, ability to deal with shared matters more directly, and hidden financial truth may emerge. So what kind of challenges you can go through? Emotional intensity will increase, or financial entanglement, and reacting too strongly to shared resource issues, hidden stress surfacing physically. So this is a powerful time for dealing with what you have been avoiding, but not for panicking about what is not yet fully clear. Okay, health wise, you can be very healthy, fit, and it's because your Mars is over your first house. So strength improves, motivation improves, very good for exercise, sports activity, movement, willpower, physical reset. So this is definitely a very positive one. Good for breaking therapy, doing any kind of therapy, or coming out of lethargy and procrastination. Great for building discipline in your body. Overexertion can be there, injury from haste can be there. So drive safely, irritability affecting nerves and digestion can be there. These are the negative sides. So disturbed sleep from mental heat and pushing the body without proper rest. So your energy is rising, but you must become its master, not its victim. Now there are different phases, nakshatra transits which are happening. So as regards to your nakshatra transit, this is your first house transit. So 2nd to the 6th April, this Mars is going to be in the Purvabhadrapada, that is Jupiter's nakshatra, which is your 10th and your first house lord. So this first phase can feel like awakening, strong urge to move spiritually, and destiny based restlessness can be there. Sudden internal clarity, feeling that life must now change. So this phase may bring a burst of self-awareness, strong instinct, and awareness of what you are doing, done, tolerating, or desire to act on a bigger purpose. Vision sharpens and intuition is powerful. Confidence becomes to rise, and good time to identity direction. But over idealism, acting too fast because of inspiration, not grounding the vision into practical steps, these things should be careful. You should be careful about. So this is an awakening phase for you with the first house transit in the nakshatra ruled by 2nd April by Jupiter. Then the second phase is Mars is going to be transiting Uttarabhadrapada, Saturn's nakshatra, 7th April to 23rd April. Now this is a little heavy because Saturn is the ruler of your 12th house also. So there can be losses, retreat, foreign matters, hidden drains which can happen. So for sure this is, it feels like, strong ambition but tiredness too, desire to grow but emotional heaviness, wanting results but needing rest. Confidence is rising but hidden fear still surfacing. Public action mixed with private exhaustion. It's good for self-discipline, serious self-discipline rather, better long-term planning, courage with maturity, and strong goals orientation, and ability to stabilize something important. So whenever Mars is in the first house, it is also leading to pressure and frustration also, exhaustion. So ego and exhaustion will be mixed together, feeling unsupported, harshness in speech and self perception also. Hidden restlessness can be there, undermining visible action. This is the discipline test phase, of course. So around 18 to the 21st, especially on the 20th, when Saturn and Mars will be together at the same degrees, and here it is going to be in its nakshatra also. So pressure on body, emotional heaviness can be there, feeling blocked, internal frustration, money and self-worth stress, or hidden tiredness while still trying to act strongly. Conflict between movement and burden happens, but it will give you immense endurance because Mars and Saturn are together. So courage under pressure, ability to take serious decisions, strong discipline, ability to build character, and very good for long-term realism. It's just that this conjunction can block the anger, or maybe it's trapped inside and just burst out one day. Irritability is there, self-criticism and fatigue is there, acting from pressure rather than clarity. So this is not necessarily an outward disaster, but it is definitely a serious karmic pressure point. And now Mars and Mercury will be together on the 20th and the 21st and the 22nd also. So this is it is going to affect your home, peace, property matters. So home, of course, now your speech, self, money and destiny will get tied to home matters, relationship matters and practical communication. So sharp decision making, strong communication, good for negotiation, excellent for contracts if mind is steady, and also practical clarity about home and relationship matters. Good for business, advisors, teachers, consultant, healers and counselors. Just avoid sharp words, emotional reactivity in relationship, over-analysis, impulsive communication, and saying the truth without kindness. So all these should be avoided. Otherwise, you're good to go. Last phase is Mars is going to be in Revati Nakshatra, ruled by Mercury. So 24th April to 11th of May. Now this is where you can experience some practical communication, home decisions. And Revati is about endings, passage, movement, closure, preparing to step into another chapter. So this phase can bring clearer thinking, more grounded action, movement in home or relationship matters, financial planning improves, emotional intensity becoming more solution oriented. So clarity rises, practical fixes begin, and good for relationship communication if approached softly. Good for transition work, planning, execution, and stronger balance between intuition and logic also. It's just that it can give you mental restlessness during this phase with Mars and Mercury conjunction, and over planning, overthinking, and still some nervous intensity can be there. So execution and transition phase, difficulty resting the mind completely. Now, Mars is going to be looking at your Gemini sign, your 4th house and 7th house and the 8th houses also during this time. This is huge. And 4th house is Mercury sign. So this is going to give you the courage to act on home matters, improvement through correction, education plan, practical property decisions, emotional truth becomes visible. But there can be family irritation or domestic arguments also all through. Maybe, something or the other keeps on happening, especially when they are together between the 20th, 21st, 22nd of April also. Domestic arguments, emotional restlessness, disturbed peace. So home is strongly activated. And then the 7th house, we have Virgo sign. So that's Mercury sign again. So this can bring about relationship. They become active, truth comes out, courage to speak, direct dealing possible. But it can also bring in impatience in relationships also, sharp communication and ego clashes also. So partnerships are definitely under pressure and under action as well. Now, 8th house is also getting active with Mars's aspect on the 8th house. So this affects your shared resources, hidden matters, emotional vulnerability, intimacy, tax, insurance, inheritance matters. So hidden matters can be addressed. Courage to face vulnerability. Deeper truth arises. And also, powerful transformation is possible. Okay. And the bad side is that it can give you emotional intensity also. So trust issues can be there, crisis thinking, or maybe arguments over shared finances. So make everything, written, all the contract that you're signing, you read them well. Or it can otherwise backfire towards the end, I didn't even think about it. So that happens. So it is about deep internal transformation and not only outer action. Now, there's a connection between Venus and Mars also. Venus is in Mars's sign and till the 19th of April it will be there, and Mars is where Venus exalts. So this is like, it is about self, money, desire, speech, attraction, intimacy also. So attraction arises, charisma increases, and also speech becomes more attractive if controlled, and personal charm or drive will combine. Financial motivation will increase. Love and desire becomes active. Self-worth can improve through action. Till the 19th April, this is a good transit for you. But there will be some emotional overspending, so be careful. Don't spend when you are upset or you're low. Okay, confusion in love and values, intense attraction can be there, only physical attraction, self-worth becoming tied to attention and validation, harsh or reactive speech in family matters. So Venus in this sign, and Mars in Venus's exaltation place. So desire, self-worth, money, attraction, and personal action becomes deeply intertwined this month. So confidence definitely rises. Strong action begins this month. Self-reinvention possible. Destiny responds to courage. Income motivation improves. Speech becomes impactful. Body gains energy. Leadership increases. Relationship and home matters can be addressed honestly. Good time for relaunch, visibility, and self-definition. Just take care that don't get irritable, impulsive, impatient, home and relationship tension which can come up because of this harsh speech. So take care and don't overexert yourself. Some hidden emotional pressure can surface also. And the best thing is that take initiative, move your body, speak carefully, define your values clearly, act with purpose, slow down before major decisions, handle money consciously, be direct but not harsh. Stabilize home and relationship communication. Don't act impulsively. Don't overcommit also. Don't overpromise. I will do this, I will do that. And fight for ego. Don't get into that mode. And don't spend emotionally. Don't speak from wounded pride. Don't ignore sleep and recovery. And don't try to force destiny without listening inwardly. So the question is, can you handle power calmly? So Hanuman Chalisa is the key, he'll guide you. And Shiva worship for emotional cooling. Offer water to Shiva if it resonates with you, and pray for control over anger and speech. Donate food or red lentils on Tuesdays. Keep your body and mind disciplined. Work out, physical exercise to release heat, sleep discipline, and right before sleeping, whatever you want to plan or what happened during the day, what is it that you didn't like, you can strike it out. And also budget before spending, therapy, journaling for emotional reactivity, and avoid confrontations when exhausted. Create one daily grounding ritual and spend time near water, but in calming, not escapist way. So this phase is saying wake up, move, decide, act, stop drifting. Okay, power without awareness becomes reaction. Power with awareness becomes destiny. So strengthen yourself, speak with wisdom, rebuild value, action with faith, and become the active creator of your next chapter. This month is not asking you to wait for life to change. It's asking you to become the force that changes it. Okay. So this is what is the key for you Pisces. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Stay blessed, everyone. Om Tat Sat.